San Diego, it's time to fire it up. From the beaches to the ballparks, from the Gaslamp to North County, no one knows America's finest city like he does.
You can't just punt on a Manny Machado prime use.
He's a fourth-generation San Diegan, born and raised in the heart of this community. Passionate, opinionated, and always bringing you the real talk on your teams, your city, and everything in between.
Braden totally knows his stuff. He's ready for the next step. That guy is good.
Live and local, it's the Braden Surprenant Show.
But I think Braden's one of the up-and-coming young stars in the media game in San Diego.
Now, here's your host, Braden Surprenant.
What's up, San Diego? And a happy Wednesday to everybody out there in America's finest city. I'm Braden Surprenant. This is the Braden Surprenant Show, live and local each and every day from 10 to 2 on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. He's Frank Marchese. I'm Braden Surprenant. Thanks again for tuning in each and every day. We really appreciate all of you guys joining us each and every day. Last month, we were #1 as a station, and that's a big reason. Big reason why is because of all of you guys joining us each and every day. We really appreciate that. Really appreciate that, and hopefully we can continue that and continue to have fun, talking Padres baseball, talking a little NFL on this show, college football, whatever it may be. We're going to talk sports, talk some lifestyle, have some fun. I went to the Padre game last night. Big round of applause. Yeah, hey, look, went to the game. My brother and I went to the game as patrons. And last night's game, I got to get into it quickly with last night's game. And we're going to have some sound from Mike Schilt in a little bit. But last night's game, to me, I disagree with people saying it was just a game that you lost. I absolutely disagree with that. That is a game that the Padres should have won and needed to win. That is a game where you battle back a little bit, and then your bullpen gives it up. Now, you can make the excuse, well, it's about, it's only a matter of time for your bullpen that's been so good, gives it up. You can't afford to be doing that right now. You can't afford to be doing that right now. There are 17 games left? 17 games left in the Major League Baseball season for the San Diego Padres. Their magic number is still 12 because the Giants won, Padres lost. Can't afford to be giving up games like that. Michael King last night. I thought Michael King last night was okay. He leaked a lot of good pitches over the heart of the plate. The home run he gave up in the first inning was middle in a spot that nobody's going to miss. His home run he gave up to Benson was also middle in, devastating. Most guys are going to put that over the fence. And then he should have gave up a third home run if it wasn't for Fernando making the most incredible play ever. Fernando continues to make just insane plays. Exciting plays.
No, he's not. He's not
very exciting plays.
Not exciting.
I tweeted that out yesterday when I saw it. Still not as, apparently still not as exciting as Juan Soto. I guess Juan Soto could do things like that. Yeah, okay. What did I tweet out? LOL, but Juan Soto's more exciting. FOH. You can imagine what those letters stand for.
You can also see my tweet on the subject as well.
What was yours?
Can somebody, hey, ESPN, and I added ESPN, specifically the goobers that wrote that article. Can you please explain to me how Juan Soto...
Down, huh?
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
Never going to get a job at ESPN. Might as well just double down on that right now.
Might as well.
I thought leaving yesterday we had this discussion that you were still okay if you just, mind your P's and Q's. And
no, we didn't have that bit of the discussion.
Scorched earth. Frank's like, screw it.
I'm sorry.
We're getting after it here. That article pissed you off, didn't it?
Yeah, when you put stupid stuff out, I'm going to say something. It's my New York Italian nature. I'm going to make it a thing.
All right. Anyway, that was exciting. Michael King, 5 innings, 2 earned runs, 3 hits, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts, 2 home runs. Not that upset about it. To be honest with you, I'm not upset that, Michael King in you 5 innings is great. What did we think he was going to get? 4 innings yesterday? We'll take 5. He's got to get back into the swing of things. He hasn't pitched in a month. He's barely pitched at all in 2025. Wasn't upset with Michael King. We got some interesting things in the lineup yesterday. Noah Rise, Ryan O'Hearn was in the lineup instead. Gave a Rise a day off against Littell. But there was a couple of things that Mike Schultz said pregame that we're going to get to in the next segment that shaped up the lineup yesterday that ultimately contradicted himself with what some of the moves were at the end of the game. But the thing that was really bothering me and driving me nuts about last night is the whole Robert Suarez situation. Okay? I'm not a big believer in Robert Suarez, period. I don't care how many saves he has. I don't care. Saves to me is another stat that is pretty much meaningless in Major League Baseball. San Diego Padres always have guys that lead the league in saves because most of their games are close and they usually have a good bullpen. And if you close out the game, you're going to have a lot of saves. Whoever was closing out games was going to have a lot of saves this year for the Padres. I don't trust Robert Suarez in the bullpen. I trust him more than Yuki Matsui, probably, but I go through the list. Go through the Padres bullpen. I'm going to tell you right now, there's a lot more guys that I trust more than Robert Suarez. So many more. One of them's the dude that pitched in the 8th inning in Mason Miller. We're going to talk about him in a second. But you're late in the game, in a postseason game. I trust Adrian Morejon more than Robert Suarez. I trust, obviously Jason Adam, but you're not going to have him. I trust him over Robert Suarez. Unless he's playing the Dodgers, trust Jeremiah Estrada over Robert Suarez. I definitely trust Mason Miller. I would honestly throw out to the fact that I would probably trust Wandy Peralta in a situation over Robert Suarez. I said this last year at the end of the month, at the end of the season in September, you cannot throw this guy in a clutch situation in the playoffs and be okay with it. There's no way. I don't care that he's been the guy. I don't care that, he's probably a nice guy. I mean, there is no reason for him to be closing games for the San Diego Padres. I don't understand it. I think last night having to go to him after he pitched 1 2/3, he did a great job the night before after pitching 1 2/3. Going to him again, he's not great with guys on base. He's not. He's not great with guys on base. He doesn't know how to limit damage. Gets the first 2 guys out in the 9th inning, walks Gavin Lux on 4 pitches. He still has 2 outs. The only thing he cannot do, the only thing Robert Suarez cannot do is give up a pump. That's it. The only thing he couldn't do. Just keep it in the yard and you're going to win. Even if the guy rips a double. At least it's a 1-run deficit and you give your team a chance in the 9th inning. The only thing he couldn't do is give up a home run, and he gives up a bomb. He's a 2-pitch pitcher. It's a fastball, and, the slider's okay. But I don't understand. I don't trust him. I don't. And it's all fun and games until your season's over because he can't hang on to a lead or pitch in a tie game. Let's talk about Mason Miller. I don't understand. And I get well, Robert Suarez has been the guy. And last time I checked, he had 36 saves and whatever. Who is going to call in? Who is going to put in the YouTube chat? Who's going to tell me with a straight face that Robert Suarez is a better bullpen pitcher than Mason Miller? Who's going to tell me that? Go ahead and tell me it. I want to find somebody that thinks Robert Suarez is a better pitcher than Mason Miller. Find me somebody. I don't think a lot of people can say that. Mason Miller is a flat-out better pitcher than Robert Suarez. He's flat-out better. I disagree with people at our station about that. I didn't trust Robert Suarez last year. He didn't have to burn you because he went 24 straight innings with with 24 innings of scoreless ball. He didn't have to give it up. His fastball straight as an arrow. Yes, it is. And it's just a timing thing for Major League Baseball hitters. I don't understand using him. Meanwhile, you got this kid who's 26 years old, who you traded your best prospect for in Leo DeVries to be part of your team. And he's under contract for the next 4 seasons. Why is he not closing games? Because we're worried about Robert Suarez's feelings? Is that what we're worried about? I just don't get it. When you throw a fastball and your main pitch is throwing a high fastball, right? If you miss, which Robert Suarez does a decent amount because he's a little wild, they're going to put it over the fence. Any good hitter that can square that ball up, which is most Major League Baseball hitters, they can hit 100, 102. They can hit 103, whatever it is. Especially when it's the only thing that guy's throwing. He's not fooling anybody anymore. They're going to put it over the fence. I cannot trust Robert Suarez in a playoff game closing out a game. You got Robert Suarez going against the top of the Phillies lineup with a 1-run lead in Philadelphia in the 9th inning. Are you comfortable with that? I think everybody knows the answer. No, you're not. Are you comfortable with Mason Miller? Yeah, absolutely. Mason Miller the inning before was disgusting. Gross. Guy was gross. Mason Miller is gross. His slider last night was disgusting. Mixed with the fact that he could throw, 102 miles an hour. I've seen him hit 104 in that ballpark. He is the best bullpen arm in your bullpen. Why isn't he closing out games? Here's the thing with Robert Suarez. Now, I'm not going to say he doesn't deserve to play, and I'm not going to say that he's not a good bullpen pitcher. He's just not as trustworthy as the other guys you have back there. I would rather have Robert Suarez pitch in the 6th or the 7th inning. So if he does get guys on base or gets tagged, maybe you have time to catch up. Maybe you have time to catch up. That's who's supposed to be pitching the 9th inning. Guys that you know, when they come in, they're not getting on base, they're not scoring any runs. Those are players that need to be pitching in the 9th inning, and really the 8th inning, where you know they're in, it's over. That is the Trevor Hoffman effect, right? Think about all the great closers the Padres have had. They've had a lot of great closers. You were never worried about any of them coming into the game. Robert Suarez comes in, you're a little worried. One walk, this might turn into utter disaster. I don't know why Mason Miller's not the closer. And here's the other thing. All of these players we keep talking about, I don't know why O'Reilly's bats second. I don't know why Robert Suarez is the closer of the ball club. I don't understand XYZ. And they're all players that are not going to be here next year. They're not. They're not going to be here next year. I don't understand the catering to some of these guys. Look, I want to use Ryan O'Hearn as much as possible. He's another guy that's not going to be here next year. I'm not saying don't use Luis Arraez, but I'm saying don't bat him second. I'm not saying don't use Robert Suarez, but I'm saying why do we care about how he feels being a closer instead of just having him pitch in a different spot? I would much rather have Mason Miller pitch. Much rather. I don't trust Robert Suarez at all. If you think Robert Suarez is a better pitcher than Mason Miller, go ahead and call in. I strongly disagree. He's a 2-pitch pitcher, and really his changeup, I called it a slider. It's a changeup. It's okay. It's not very good. Mason Miller's got multiple pitches. He throws it harder. His off speed, his sliders. I mean, he threw an immaculate inning with just sliders the other day. I don't understand how you could continue to go out there and think it's fine. You're at Dodger Stadium for game 6 or 7 of the NLCS, and you got Suarez up there to face the top of their order. How are you feeling with a 1-run lead? I'm not feeling very good. And like I said before, and they could say what they want to say in the postgame thing. Oh, we believe in our guy, and when this is our guy, and this is our guy. That's all fun until it ends the season. It's all fun until it ends the season. And then you're going to be like, well, I guess we'll get him next year. That's how I feel about the matter from last night. I mean, I don't know why he's closing games. Now, I will give Robert Suarez the benefit of the doubt. He threw 1 2/3 innings the day before. And you're pitching him again, back-to-back days, and it was a non-save situation. All right, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. But I still don't think he should be closing games. I said that last year at the end of the season. And it's more of a trust thing. 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. Got people fired up in the chat. If you want to join the show today, give us a phone call. We're off and running on the Braden Surprenant show. We're going to talk about that. Plus, Manny Machado's been kind of rough. Just how bad has he been? Well, we'll go through some of the numbers. I'm not making a big thing about, like Mike Schultz said, and I agree with Mike. Manny's going to be Manny eventually. Like, I'm not worried about Manny Machado, but he hadn't been very good. Where Manny goes is where this team goes. We got even more data on that that we'll talk about when we come back on the Braden Surprenant show. 10:21 on a Wednesday. I got a lot of people that believe in Robert Suarez, man. I'm not one of them. And I'll hate to tell you I told you so in the playoffs when he cost you your season. But you know what? Hey, you believe in the guy, go ahead. I don't. The 2-pitch pitcher. This hour on 97 Through the Fans brought to you by U.S. Wellness Meats. Overwhelmed by processed foods, U.S. Wellness Meats offer an all-natural alternative. 100% grass-fed beef, pork, poultry, wild-caught seafood, and more. Ship free from family farms. Get 20% off your first order at uswellnessmeats.com. He's a 2-pitch pitcher. Trevor Hoffman had elite changeup. Robert Suarez doesn't have elite changeup. Robert Suarez throws the ball hard. Throws the ball straight, throws the ball hard. I don't see it, man. I mean, maybe I'm missing something, but watching Mason Miller pitch, he's way better than Robert Suarez. And I don't really care what his ERA was when he was pitching in Oaklamento, which is a bandbox on a team that's lousy. Robert Suarez is just like you're playing with fire. And eventually when you play with fire, you're going to get burned. And here's the thing. Yes, him giving up 2 runs in the 6th inning is better than him giving up 2 runs in the 9th inning from a mental standpoint. Also, the fact that you have multiple innings where you could come back into the game with your offense. 9th inning, once you give up a 2-run homer with 2 outs in the top half of the 9th inning, in any type of form of baseball, everybody's like, all right, we'll get him tomorrow. I mean, you're not going to get like a grinded out performance in the bottom of the 9th inning unless it's like Game 7 of the World Series, most likely. And here's the other thing. People are just assuming we're blaming the pitching for last night's loss. No, that's not what I said. That's a massive problem, though. I think that is a massive problem you got to deal with. Is Robert Suarez in a playoff game? I think it's overlooking it. I think a lot of people are overlooking it, but I'm telling you right now, it's going to be a problem. And like I said before, it's all fun and games until he costs you a season. And then he opts out of his contract, and then he goes to plays for somebody else next year. Water off a duck's back. What do you think about last night, Frank, with that particular situation?
I don't understand. To me, I understand he only threw 15 pitches, so he's well within his working limit. But why are you asking Robert Suarez to go back-to-back nights after throwing an inning and 2/3 yesterday? I don't understand. And you traded for this guy, Mason Miller, who's one of the premier back end of the bullpen relievers at the trade deadline, a trade that no one thought was ever going to happen. And you don't use him. You use him in the 8th inning where he strikes out all 3 guys. It should be Miller. You should be starting, as you said, you should be starting to move towards what next season could possibly look like, especially if these are guys. I don't think that Robert Suarez is going to be here next year. I don't. He's only going to make $8 million, 16 over 2 years. Salary cap hit's going to be the same. So he's actually making $2 million less next year than he is this year if he opts in. I don't think he's going to do that, especially going into his age 35 season. He's going to try to cash in now. This is his last opportunity to cash in. I think he's going to take it. So at that point, you have a guy who most likely is not going to be here next year. Move to what you think the future is going to be. And Mason Miller is not a step down from Robert Suarez. I understand if Yuki Matsui was your 8th inning guy, yeah, ride with Robert Suarez for as long as you possibly can. But Mason Miller is your 8th inning guy, who is arguably better than Robert Suarez is right now. Let Miller take the 9th inning. Let Miller close out these games because that's what he's going to be doing next year. He's going to be closing these games out. So just get him in that position now. And a bigger issue for me, and this is the bigger issue out of last night, not necessarily the pitching and not necessarily the 9th inning.
Offense is terrible. 3
hits against the Cincinnati Reds.
Terrible.
Really?
We're going to get to that in a second.
Then 2 of them were from the same guy,
That's
Jackson
right.
Merrill. You got 3 hits with 2 guys. That is unacceptable, especially at home. Michael King, just like you, Darvish, did on Monday, Michael King pitched well enough and did his job well enough to win the game yesterday. He did. He kept you in the game. Gave up a lot of fly balls, gave up 2 home runs, gave up wasn't a leadoff home run, but second batter of the year. Second batter of the game. Michael King did his job. He did everything that you expected and wanted him and hoped that he would do. He did more than we thought on less pitches. We thought he would go 65 to 75. He only threw 63 and got through 5. We thought he was going to take 75 innings to get through 75 pitches to get through 4 innings. He took an inning more on less pitches. It was the offense that let you down again. That was the biggest issue coming out of last night. Offense gone fishing again.
I think in an ideal world with the bullpen, I'd honestly have Suarez go in the 7th. The 8th inning would be, to me, I trust Estrada and I trust Morejon more than I trust Suarez. In the 8th inning, heavy righties go with Estrada, heavy lefties go with Morejon, and I'd let Mason Miller close out the game.
Morejon pitched 26 innings, 26 pitches over the last 2 days. I don't think Morejon was pitching yesterday.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying in an ideal world.
Oh, true.
That's
right.
what I said. I said in an ideal world, I would have Morejon pitch the 8th inning if there's a lot of lefties, and I would have Estrada do it with a lot of righties. This is the same problem that happened last year. Is it not?
Yeah.
At the end of the season last year, Robert Suarez was giving up games.
Miller is better. That's why they put him against the top of the order.
The thing. Yeah.
That's why they put him against the top of the order. You're facing the Cincinnati Reds and not the big red machine Cincinnati Reds. This is a team that is clinging to a wild card spot.
Mm-hmm.
The only guy you have to focus on getting out is Ellie De La Cruz. That's it. You can manage everyone else. You're not facing the Yankees. You're not facing the Brewers right now. You will in a couple weeks. You're facing the Reds.
Again, Robert Suarez. People just think it's like, oh, it's not a blown save because there's nothing to save last night. This is not just
a tie
last
game.
night.
You were just trying to get to extra innings.
This is watching him the last couple of years and being like, do you trust this guy in the 9th inning? That's what it's about. People are like, I would like to see your take on Trevor Hoffman. Trevor Hoffman is a Hall of Fame closer. He has more of lights out than Robert Suarez does. Robert Suarez, the last 2 seasons, this is the last 2 seasons, or down the stretch, he hasn't been lights out. And you go back to some very big moments for the Padres with him pitching, and it hasn't really worked out very well. I'm just saying, you have a guy that is an all-star level closer in Mason Miller that you traded the best prospect in your organization for, the 3rd best prospect in all of baseball for. And the attitude of like, well, he's always been our closer, to me, is what the problem is. You got to make sure you got your best guy in the 9th. And Mason Miller, watching him pitch, is your best guy. Now, you want to say the fact that Mason Miller ended up facing the best guys in the 8th inning? Sure. Go ahead. That's a valid take. But he's the best bullpen arm that you have. I don't really think it's up for debate. I really don't. You want to look at ERAs, fine. But I watch Mason Miller pitch. I know he's way better than Robert Suarez. I don't even think it's that much of a debate. So the warning is to just have the idea of he's always been our closer, we're always going to do it this way, to me needs to be changed when you get to the postseason, because like I said before, it's all fun and games until your season ends. And then it's not fun anymore. Well, at least we went with the guy that we like. At least we went with the guy that has done it the whole year.
Let me ask you a question here. DJ Royal in the chat. Who was the 8th inning guy for Kenley Jansen? And who was the better option in the bullpen than Kenley Jansen was? I understand that closers are going to have bad nights. You're going to give up games. Every closer does. And everyone mentioning that in the chat, you're 100% right. It's going to happen. But when you have a better option sitting there, that is You go down with your best out there. Robert Suarez is not your best when you're in a divisional race, which is what the Padres are in right now. You are in a race to try to win the division. You're not sending your best out there at the most critical times when it is the most important, when you need to extend the game to extra innings to give yourself another chance to win. You need to have your best out there to do it, and they put him in the 8th inning. That's the point we're making.
Hey, you know what? Again, like I said, this is just a warning of what could potentially come. So I'm giving the warning now, and when it happens in the postseason, I don't want to hear anybody bitch about it. I don't want to hear anybody bitch about it. Because this is, hey, you know what? Maybe we're wrong. Maybe he's the greatest. Maybe he is the greatest bullpen piece. I just, to me, I don't trust him. I don't like the way he goes. I don't like the way he pitches. I don't like the way he looks out there. And honestly, I have a feeling that every time he goes out there, he's going to give up a bomb. Even though he hasn't. I mean, you can look at his stats. I mean, there's a lot of nights where he mows down really bad teams. But it just seems like they're always in a little bit of a jam when Robert Suarez pitches. If you want to put your entire season on the line with Robert Suarez, go ahead. But what I'm saying is, this might be a problem in the future, and I think it needs to be addressed. And that's the whole point of this conversation. I don't trust them. If you guys trust them, but go ahead. I mean, I just don't trust them, and I trust Mason Mill over him, and I trust Adrian Morejon over him, and I trust Jeremiah Estrada, except when he plays the Dodgers, over him. I've seen this guy pitch for the last 2 years. When he opts out of his contract, let him walk. But when he gets guys on base, he is not lights out. He just cannot limit damage. And last night was part of it. He walks Gavin Lux on 4 pitches and then gives up a home run to the Reds catcher in Stephenson. And then at that point, it's over. Like, you have no chance. You do that in the 6th inning or the 7th inning, you have multiple innings. You can come back. It's not as deflating as giving up a 2-run homer in the 9th. And again, his best pitch is a fastball. And in Major League Baseball, players can time up fastballs. What makes Mason Miller better, he's got that slider that works off of it. The changeup for Robert Suarez, even though he's using it more, is not a devastating pitch. So again, late in the game, I'm going with guys that I trust more than guys that I don't trust, and I don't trust Robert Suarez right now. Hopefully he turns it around, but this is the warning shot that I'm giving Padres fans. It's all fun and games until he costs you a season. 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. Get your phone calls. And then we're going to talk about what actually hurt the Padres last night. That would be the offense. Got 3 hits against Cincinnati last night. And one of the top guys for the Padres definitely needs to step it up a little bit. We'll talk about that when we come back. $10:40 on a Wednesday. Hey, man, sorry, my bad. You know what? I'm gonna take everything back. Robert Suarez is the best closer the Padres have ever had. He must be. I must be missing something. I don't see it. I don't see it. I've given my warning shot. This is my warning shot. I hope he proves me wrong, but I'm not 100% confident in him closing out a ball game.
What's our saying on this show?
Always right, just a little too early.
There you go.
It's not going to be fun when he costs your season like he did in 2022 against Philadelphia. But, hey, it's all right. Padres have other problems, too. Their offense hasn't been very good. Most notably, Manny Machado's offense has not been very good. I'm not worried about Manny, though. Like, you give a guy $300 million, or however much they give him now, you allow him to get out of his own slump. But here's the thing with Manny Machado. Since August 1st, Manny is hitting a $199. He's hitting 199 with a 566 OPS. Hasn't been very good. Padres since August 1st have been okay. Haven't been super great. They're 19-17. They're playing 2 games above 500. And this team is where Manny goes, the team goes. Now, I think the number that I found last night about that really proves that. During that August stretch, right? Like I said, 19-17 since August 1st. Manny's hitting a $199 since August 1st. When the Padres were on a 5-game winning streak, where they swept San Francisco, where they took 3 out of 4 from San Francisco and then took 2 out of 3 from LA, they won 5 straight games. Guess what Manny hit during those 5 straight games? If you had a guess.
300.
333.
Oh, well, there
with
you
a
go.
10-11 OPS. Where this team goes, Manny goes. Now, during the awful stretch that the Padres were on, where everybody was jumping off the bandwagon. The Padres went 2-10, right? Lost 2 out of 3 to Seattle, lost 2 out of 3 to Minnesota, got swept by Baltimore and lost the first game against Colorado, went 2-10. What did Manny do? He hit a $150 with a .415 OPS and 14 strikeouts in 40 at-bats. This team definitely goes where Manny goes. It's pretty remarkable. I mean, even look at like the 3-game win streak they had. Well, actually, don't look at that. He didn't really hit very well. He went 0 for 5 and 0 for 4. He had the 2 for 4 day in there. He only has a handful of hits in the month of September. And last night, I think he struck out or something like that. He goes back to the dugout. I saw this trending. I saw this on social media, but I was at the game last night. I start hearing this noise. I'm like, what is that noise? My brother goes, oh, Manny's just beating up a cooler right now. That's exactly what he was doing. I thought Mike Schilt handled that well in the press conference yesterday. Frank, I kind of disagreed with that when you sent the clip of what he said. He'll figure it out. He's Manny Machado. I kind of agree with that. Like, that's why you gave him the money that you gave him. You don't have to worry about Manny.
I agree with the overall sentiment that, yes, he's Manny Machado. He's going to figure it out. But to give the cheeky, cute little quote of he's Manny Machado, let the players do that. Let Manny do that.
I agree.
Just say something a little differently. I agree with the overall sentiment, but the way you said it, that bothered me. That's nitpicking on my part, though.
There's a lot of things you could be mad at Mike Schilt for. I'm not super about that. A lot of people are talking about body language in the chat. I mean, the thing with Robert Suarez, though, is like he's a low heartbeat guy. I mean, he's never super riled up, which you kind of need in a closer. But at the same time, again, I've given my warning signs on Robert Suarez. I mean, you could think what you want. I mean, the YouTube chat thinks I'm crazy. There's no problem with Robert Suarez. He's the best pitcher we have. He's the best closer. Nobody's better than him. So fine, by all means, go ahead. And again, this is not just after one night. This is after like 2 years worth of watching this guy pitch. I don't trust him. I just don't trust him. 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. Let's get out to Eddie in San Diego. Eddie, what's going on, man?
Hey, Braden, just wanted to clarify with the YouTube chat that Robert Suarez is the best closer in baseball.
Best closer in baseball.
Really. Totally kidding. The guy is, I mean, he does step up. I'll give him that since Josh Hader didn't want to pitch more than the 3 outs. I'll give him that. But the other thing that everyone's forgetting about 2022 is our opening day game in Arizona, how we were up and he gave up that 3-run bomb to lose that game. And then on top of that, he lost that game against the Phillies, giving up the 2-run homer to Harper to lose the first game of the season and end the season with that home run. So, I mean, yeah, he has just a straight fastball. There's no movement to it. And then his changeup isn't that great. So, yeah, I'm totally with you on that, Robert. I think our best closer was Adams. So that was a big loss for us. And, of course, Mason Miller should be our closer going forward.
I think Mason Miller should be the closer too, to be honest with you. But at the same time, I don't trust Robert Suarez. Now, Robert Suarez earlier in the game, I don't mind it. I don't think he shouldn't pitch. Let's be honest here. He does have value to the team. It's the same thing with the Arise situation. We said anything about Arise, people just go like, I can't believe you don't want him to play. I didn't say that. I just don't think he should be the closer. I don't. Not at the end of the season. I just don't. 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. Brandon in Carlsbad, you gonna be toxic or toxic positive today?
Oh, we're just spewing, dude. Venom today, man. Venom. I feel you. I agree with you. And like I said the other day, you know what? Here's the thing with Suarez for me. If our offense was doing their job on so many of the games that he has ruined for us, then maybe we wouldn't be having this conversation. And maybe, just maybe, if you won yesterday, we wouldn't be so worried. We'd probably be having a different conversation, because a lot of times these guys, they go in, they win the game, and like, oh, okay, we'll give them a pass. And then all of a sudden, they poop the bed, and here we are wanting their head on a guillotine, like I said. But for Suarez, I think we're kind of tired of this pattern We got Mason Miller for a reason. Now, that all is parallel. Again, like I told you guys, I want offense. I'm tired of relying on our great, grand bullpen because our starting pitching has been questionable. When your starting pitching is questionable, then you're straining your bullpen. So for me personally, it's all about those bats, man. We can't rely on one or two. We need like 4 guys going because as we head into this home stretch, as you guys know, if we're not on fire, man, we've seen it too many times. Braden, you're OG San Diegan. I'm OG San Diegan. We're tired of it. I'm also tired of seeing Dodger hats walk around my city, too, and I want to shut them up, too. Tell those fools to go back to the homeless encampment their team came from. I'm out. I'm pissed. Let's go Padres.
Thank you, Brandon. He's always got some good one-liners in there.
You've broken the most positive guy about this team, Padres. Congratulations.
The Padres have. I haven't, but the Padres have. 833-288-0973. 833-288-0973. Chat is on fire today. Mostly at me. You know what? I must have hit a nerve. I didn't realize Robert Suarez was one of the best, everybody's favorite player. My bad, guys. My bad. And here's the thing. I'm not the type of person that is going to root against Robert Suarez to be right. I hope he does well. I'm not a believer. I'm just not. I'm not a believer. 833-288-0973. 833-288-0973. Let's get out to Scott in San Diego. Scott, what's going on, man?
Hey, Braden. Hey, so we could move Suarez down to 6 or 7, but that wouldn't be very fair, would it?
No, it probably wouldn't be very fair. No, we're very fair.
No,
team.
You know what? I would say I wouldn't mind seeing him kind of fill the role that Jason Adam was doing. Come in anywhere in between the 6th and 8th innings. The most frustrating thing is we all know that even though these aren't unreasonable, outlandish, tweaks, Mike Schilt is never going to do any of this. So that is kind of frustrating. But I think he would be a lot better, like I said, between the 6th and 8th inning. That way, if he does give up a bomb or something, we at least have a few more at-bats to make that up. With that said, I will say I don't know what they're thinking as far as going over as far as approach. It seems like Tatis and Machado have that same issue of chasing that mid to outside of the plate slider or breaking ball. So, I mean, I would got to imagine, but I don't know if it's a hitting coach issue where they're just not addressing that. But those guys seem to have that same issue where they chase that outside to mid-outside breaking ball. And so hopefully they can get it together before we start the playoffs.
Yeah, hopefully. Scott, and I appreciate the phone call. It's a good one. 833-288-0973. 833-288-0973. Scott's Kevin in Chula Vista. Kevin, you're on the Braden Surprenant Show. What's going on, man?
Hey, props to our good friend Brendan up in Carlsbad. Hit the nail right in the head in a lot of cases here. Braden, I agree with you about Robert. Look, you use your eyes to tell you the truth. And what we're seeing is when the pressure mounts, there's a loss of focus and ability from Robert to bear down, understand where he can't throw pitches. Instead, as you said, he's very linear in his fastball. And if that fastball is not a swing and a miss, it's going to go over the fence. And we see that too many times from him. So I'm with you. Robert's not going to be here next year, nor is Louis Arise. And a couple other things. Keep this in your hip pocket. Mike Schilt has a losing playoff record. There's a reason for that. And he basically gets into what I call lineup rut myopia. And he's so dependent and so he's like Charlie Brown in the Great Pumpkin Patch, waiting for the Great Pumpkin to come with a lot of these guys, when the trend of this year is undeniable. So you have to adjust to what is happening in the here and now. He doesn't do a good job with that, in my opinion. You may feel different, others may feel different, but there's too much what I call lineup rut going on here. And this is what is going to cost them, as you've pointed out in many cases, as they go down and into the playoffs. Mike has got to evolve as a manager, and this is, I think, his real blind spot.
We're running out of time, Kevin. Appreciate the phone call. That's most of the problem that we have here. Again, is like maybe some stubbornness out of the team and like certain rules for certain guys. And we've always done it this way. I don't like the whole situation of like, we've always done it this way, therefore we have to continue to do it this way as you watch the team, not win games that they should be winning. Last night is a game that good teams find a way to win. And last night, the Padres found a way to lose. And again, as I mentioned before, people just assume that, like, right now I'm talking about, like, the only reason why the Padres lost was Robert Suarez. It's not even close to being true. Padres had 3 hits last night. Opportunities to score, couldn't get it done. I mean, offensively, they need to get it into gear. More so than just the pitching. Not having Robert Suarez close games is a luxury conversation. Because you have a guy like Mason Miller that could probably do it. Now, from an offensive standpoint, they got to get everything else going. They got to get everything else going on the offense. Manny Machado is definitely one of those people. And we saw it last night with, he hit the cooler better than he hit the ball last night. He knows he's in a jam, though. I'm not going to sit here and rip Manny because there's no reason to. He knows that he's not performing well. There's nothing more we can say. He knows he's in a slump. He's got to find his way to get out of it. And I go through his numbers again. The last month and a half, he has been not good. He has not been good. Since August 1st, Manny has not been good. And where this team goes is where Manny goes is where this team goes. And that was exactly in the spot when the Padres had their winning streaks. You look back at the other winning streak that the Padres had in the month of August. Manny Machado was hitting a lot better than he is right now. But he's in a little bit of a funk. I think he'll get out of it. And we'll continue our conversation. When we come back, former Padre and current Cincinnati Red, Nick Martinez, will join the show. Looking forward to that. He'll be joining us next. Already an hour in. Braden Surprenant Show rolls on. San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. Eleven o'clock hour on the Braden Surprenant Show, live and local each and every day from 10 to 2 on Seneca's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. I can't believe all of the personal attacks I'm getting today for just having the opinion on stuff. But you know what? That's what makes it sports talk radio. Love all of you guys out there that listen to the show, whether or not you like me or dislike me. I'm just glad that you listen. Some really just nasty stuff being said about me, which is not nice, but it's okay. I'll move on. Anyway, we're trying to track down Nick Martinez on the show today. We're in the process of trying to get him on the air. He should be joining us very shortly. Until then, we'll go back to the Padres talk, of course. If you want to join the show today, 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. And I think we have gotten a hold of Nick Martinez, the former San Diego Padre, current Cincinnati Red, who has had, a remarkable story and career, now playing in Major League Baseball, took a chance on himself, went over to Japan, able to turn that into a contract with the Padres. Again, now pitching for the Cincinnati Reds. Nick Martinez is my guest. Nick, what's going on, man? How you joining? How are you enjoying San Diego again?
Oh yeah, the weather's beautiful. Can't beat this, man.
Yeah,
been going on walks and by the water. That's great.
It's good to have you back in town. Obviously, you guys got the better of the Padres last night, but overall, Nick, how's your experience been in Cincinnati since signing the deal, and how do you think your season's going for yourself?
It's been great, man. It's been a lot of fun. We've, the last couple of years, obviously a young team, with playoff hopes and guys that, last year a lot of guys, developing at this level, and this is the first year where we're like, hey, man, we have what it takes, and we're making that playoff push. So it's been a lot of fun. Personally for me, I've had some ups and downs. Just been a little bit of a roller coaster, but right now just looking forward and doing what I can to help us, make that playoff run.
That's one of the things, Nick, that a lot of Padres fans loved about you being in a Padres uniform is being the guy, and you've done it your entire career. I mean, you signed with Cincinnati, you want to be a starter. You've gotten a lot of starting opportunities in Cincinnati, but at multiple times in your career, as much as you want to be a starter, you always want the ball. I mean, your mentality is so contagious for people to watch, and people love when you go out there and have that mentality of, give me the ball, give me the best guys on the team to face. For you, like, how does your mindset change going from starter to reliever, always wanting the ball? I mean, that's a very difficult thing to do for any pitcher, let alone a guy that's trying to do it at the major league level.
Yeah, I mean, I really just try to simplify it. I just want to pitch, right? I just want to help us win, and as long as I'm pitching, it doesn't really matter if it's the first inning or the ninth inning, and if I can just focus on executing pitches and helping us win ball games. The biggest thing is having the communication, with the manager, with the pitching coach, really defining what they need from me so that I can prepare for it mentally and physically. And then, once the situation, presents itself, it's a full send,
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we see the energy each and every night when we get to watch you pitch, Nick. We're talking with Nick Martinez, current pitcher of the Cincinnati Reds, former San Diego Padre. You got your start in Texas. We've talked about that before. And then, things didn't really work out, but you took a chance on yourself and you went to Japan, and big family guy, as I've been told. And, that's obviously a huge risk to go bet on yourself, go play in a foreign land. And a lot of guys are starting to do that a little bit more from the United States, going out there. what was the biggest thing that you learned about yourself and that you turned into, the career you've now had at the major league level from pitching in Japan?
Yeah, I mean, I learned a bunch. I think the first thing when I got there, the first thing that I benefited from was just that my passion was reignited. Right, just I was being sent up and down a bunch with Texas. I was receiving the business end of the game. I had a tough time handling that, and so it showed in my my performance. So when I first got to Japan, they were trusting me. They needed me to do well, to help them win, and just having that trust, having that they depended on me to kind of be that starter for them, and so that reignited my passion. And then I was learning a different style of baseball. I think that helped me mentally, right? Just playing in Japan, they're so fundamentally sound. That it's death by 1,000 cuts there, so you have to be locked in with every pitch. They're going to be fouling guys, they're going to be running your pitch count up, and then learning that style, learning how to get them out, kind of refine my game and kind of help me become a better pitcher, mentally and physically. And then I took another leap of faith in learning the analytics and trying that in a league that doesn't really need that, right? So I was learning the analytics, pitching to the analytical style of the game, and in a league that was probably more old school. And so I had to find a way to mix both styles, and then kind of find myself back in the States.
We're talking with Cincinnati Reds pitcher Nick Martinez, former San Diego Padre. Obviously, a lot of fans out there know him really well. And let's talk about your time in San Diego. I mean, it definitely one of the great bright spots on the team. I think a lot of people got excited when Bayana played at Petco Park to get you going out there on the mound. A starter a little bit in the bullpen, part of some really good Padres teams. What are your favorite memories of being a Padre?
Yeah, I mean, obviously that run in 22 was real special. We had such a great team, great clubhouse, and then obviously, during the regular season, we're getting our asses kicked by the Dodgers all year, and then we beat them in the playoffs. That was a real special moment. And then we lose a heartbreaker to Philadelphia. But that whole season was a lot of fun, man. We had a blast. My first year in San Diego, enjoying the city, the atmosphere, the energy of the city, the ballpark. So that's where I fell in love with it, and it was an awesome run, awesome guys.
You got to play for a little bit, obviously, and as a Major League Baseball player, you're moving around a lot, and you're on the road a lot, and you're experiencing a lot of different cities. But what is the one thing that, aside from baseball and playing at Petco Park, what are a couple things of San Diego that you love the most?
Well, I mean, I lived on Coronado, so that's pretty. We're talking to some of the guys on the Reds. I was telling them, where else in the league can you live right by the beach and 10 minutes from the ballpark? So that was nice. But I also have family here that live in Point Loma, so I go to Point Loma, Ocean Beach a lot, hang out there. Bunch of restaurants. Obviously, you go to the zoo, the SeaWorld, you do all that stuff. Didn't quite get into surfing. I didn't want my leg being bit off. But I did do some spearfishing while I was here. I grew up spearfishing. So I did some spearfishing while I was out here my first year. And so I mean this very similar to Miami, right, where I was born and raised. So I felt right at home here.
Let's talk about, you got to face the Padres, in Cincinnati. I know you pitched a couple of days ago and out of the bullpen in extra innings, but, for a lot of Padres fans, it was like, hey, look, it's Nick Martinez. And then it was all of a sudden, I don't know if I like Nick Martinez as much right now. He almost has a no-hitter against us. Take us through that game. What was working for you? At what point were you maybe paying attention to that? But kind of cool going against one of your former team. You knew a lot of guys on the team, but it seemed like you had a little extra Nick Martinez juice in that game.
Yeah, that was my day. Yeah, it's just that was great. I had everything work for me. I did a great job commanding the fastball, keeping the guys off balance with my curveball, with my off speed, recognizing swings. Steve-O did a great job calling the game. and recognizing what they were looking for and pitching off of that. And so it was, just my night, I guess. It was real cool, it was against them, and I had a lot of fun with it. And, they were giving me a little crap the next day when I was out to talk to some of the guys. So it was a lot of fun. I had a good time.
That's great.
Good time with it.
Talking with Cincinnati Reds pitcher Nick Martinez here on the Braden Surprenant Show, and I've taken up enough of your time. I'll let you enjoy the morning in San Diego. It's a lot of good spots to go check out, Nick. But you guys are 3 games out of a wild card spot behind the Mets. Obviously, you had a very tough road here in the second half of the season in terms of schedule. What's the clubhouse like? What's the mentality like? You mentioned you got a lot of young players on this Reds team.
Yeah. Got
a good leader in Terry Francona, but what's the clubhouse like here for the final stretch?
We're energized, man. We're not dead yet. We have some tough games, but we're up for the challenge, and we're gonna, we have our backs up against the wall, but we're gonna come out swinging. So, obviously we're facing a good team in the Padres, who also, they look like they're gonna make the playoffs, but they're fighting for that division lead, and so they're not going to go down easy. And then, we play a pretty young, tough Sacramento A's team. And then we play St. Louis, who's really just, they're right behind us as well. And so it's going to be a tough road, but I feel like we're up for the challenge, and the clubhouse is real energized right now.
I lied. I have one more question for you. What's it like playing for Terry Francona?
Terry's the man. Tito's awesome, man. Guys love playing for him. He keeps it loose, keeps it fun, but he also expects to win, and you feel that. You feel that in his decisions. You feel that, that energy in the dugout. We're trying to win ball games, but we're going to have some fun with it. He knows it's a hard game. He knows what goes, the struggles, the ups and downs that come with the season. But a lot of guys, a lot of these young guys, we're pushing through a lot of stuff, man. We're just, it's a long season. You got to grind through it. Everyone's got aches and pains, but, we're going through it, and we're going to keep pushing.
Nick, I appreciate the time, man. Thanks again for coming on. Had a blast talking to you. And, hopefully after today, you guys go take care of business and do well with the Reds. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for having me, guys.
Nick Martinez, Cincinnati Reds pitcher, joining us on the Braden Surprenant Show. Always a great conversation with Nick Martinez. I remember him coming on one of our previous shows when he was a San Diego Padre. Great guy. I love the energy. I'd love to see him back in a Padres uniform, obviously, but member of the Reds, looks like he's doing well, and it's good to catch up with him. Yeah, nothing like living in Coronado and playing baseball. Major League Baseball is great. That's awesome.
Ask Manny.
Manny. I think Xander might live over there. Don Arcillo lives over there. Just go over to the island, and then which is a peninsula. But you know what? I digress on that. See a lot of Padres members out there. But great to catch up with Nick Martinez. That was a fun time. 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. Richard, Clay, Susie, we're going to get to you when we come back. Braden Surprenant Show continues on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. 11:18 on the Braden Surprenant Show on a Wednesday. Just talked with Nick Martinez, Cincinnati Reds pitcher. It's great to have him on the show. It's good catching up with Nick Martinez. If you missed any of it, we're getting that posted for you on social media. Great guy, great player, Major League. He had a really good story, too. Bet on himself after not making it with the Rangers, goes to Japan, comes back, gets a contract with the Padres, has a great year with San Diego, great year and a half, I think, and then turns that into a nice contract with the Cincinnati Reds. You can't count on much, but you can always count on Sundays with the NFL and CBS and Paramount Plus. Stream your local NFL game live every Sunday all season long, starting at just $30 for your first year. It's like $250 a month. Visit ParamountPlus.com/NFL to get started today. We'll get back to your phone calls, 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. Let's get out to Susie in Kensington. Susie, what's going on?
Hey, Braden. Hi, Frank. How are you guys?
I'm doing well.
I just wanted to say, first of all, I would love Nick Martinez back on this team. He just brings a great energy, and he was so skilled. Second of all, I want to say, Braden, you and Frank, in my eyes, are totally right about this closer situation. I was at the game, one of the games last week, and he brought Suarez in, and then he brought Mason Miller in after. When you have a guy like Mason Miller's talent, there's no reason to keep Suarez in that position. I have respect for Robert, but, you know, if what Mike Schultz says that ultimately he's in this to win, that's how you win. And it was ridiculous last night. And if this is the push for the postseason, as they're saying on social media, it's more like a whisper, and it's really frustrating. You know, San Diego doesn't like change, and that would be a change not having Robert Suarez being the closer. It doesn't mean you don't like him. It means that he needs to play a different role. It means that Arise needs to play a little different role. And one last thing that I want to say to San Diego is, guys, come on, let's show some respect and kindness. And Braden, you are national talent, and I really enjoy you, and I'm sorry that you got bashed around today. So that's all I want to say. Let's go Padres. I'm not giving up, but we got to change some things, and it's not okay the way they're playing.
Well, I appreciate that, Susie. I could take it. It's part of the job. It's part of the job. It's about being in the public eye. I mean, there's going to be a lot of people that don't like us that say a lot of things about us, call us names that are not right. I mean, the thing, I don't really get bothered by it too much on a lot of things. Some of the things are when people make up things about my character that don't know anything about me and spread that information out on social media and wherever. They're just flat out lies. That's where I get a little bit upset.
Do we have our first aunt? Is it Aunt Susie now?
Aunt Susie.
We had Uncle Martin, and now is
Susie.
Is Susie the aunt of the show now?
Yeah, exactly.
We got Aunt Susie now.
There's a lot of people that don't like me out there. There's a lot. I mean, there's been a lot of people that haven't liked me since I jumped on the air, and that's fine too. I don't care if you like me or you hate me. I just hope you listen. And I appreciate you guys listening out there. 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. Rod, Tia Susie. I like that. Anyway. Clay in the South Bay. What's going on, Clay? Good to meet you yesterday, man.
Hey, it was a pleasure, gentlemen. Just remember this, haters will hate. I mean, that's all they're going to do. They hate because they're haters. But we're going to, just with Suarez, I mean, I just want to bring up a little bit of info that maybe nobody's looked at. I mean, he's at his pitch end for this season. Last year, he threw out 977 pitches. This year, he's thrown 970. Last year, he got 36 saves and 42 opportunities. This year, 36 saves, 41 opportunities. He's already pitched 63 innings. He's at his end for the year. I wish they would wake up and see that. So I can come in his defense a bit. The offense needs to suck it up and start smashing some balls and hitting stuff instead of swinging at the low outside pitch. That does annoy me the previous caller that brought it up about Manny and Toddy both going for the low outside. I agree with him. It's more obvious for Manny this year than it is for Toddy because Toddy's got 84 base on balls and Manny's got 51. I mean, but hey, all we got to do is start scoring more than the other guy and we'll get the W's. And whoever comes in to save, get to save. And just one more note, Suarez doesn't hold games. He has 0 holds ever. So just put that in the back of your head. He's never held a game. He's either given it up or moved it on for somebody else, but he's never had a hold. That's all I got, boys.
Appreciate it, Clay. Hopefully you call later in the week. We'll get an update on how you think the Browns are going to do. I did love that part about this show. It's great. Get everybody's favorite sports teams mixed in there. Let's get out to Richard and Hillcrest. Richard, what's going on, man?
Hey, good morning, Braden. How are you today?
I'm doing I'm doing all right.
Hang in there, buddy. You hang in there, all right? Hey, listen, couple of things. If you're only scoring 2 runs a game and you're waiting to the 5th inning before your offense even starts to kick off, you're not going to win many games. You got to play better on the road. We don't have a very good road team right now. And Manny's got at least one more hot streak left in him. So I've got the confidence in Manny. But overall, you got to play better offensively. You got to score more than 2 runs a game, period. That's all I've got for you guys right now.
Appreciate it. Thanks again for the phone call, Richard. The biggest problem right now is the offense the last couple of weeks, and they don't have the full lineup. And again, everybody I'm not react to Robert Suarez as the closer. I've just based solely on last night. It's been 2 years worth of I don't trust this guy in high leverage situations. I can say that. I'm not his manager. As a manager, he's never going to say that. And this is the thing was when you're coaching, like you roll and ride and die with your guys. I'm an outsider. I don't like him pitching in the 9th inning. I don't trust him as much as the others. And here's the whole point of this conversation today was you have to think about it like last night at the end of the day in the grand scheme of this season doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You still got to go series by series. You better hope that the Rockies win tonight. Otherwise, you're going to lose a game on the Dodgers this week. So last night in the grand scheme of things doesn't matter. It's what are you going to do with a situation in the postseason, right? And this is the conversation that we're having about Luis Suarez batting second, and this is the conversation we're having about Robert Suarez closing out a ball game. Okay? This is the situation you have to think of, and then tell me who you would rather have in that situation. Let's say you have access to everybody, and you're not worried like in a perfect world, which is never the case, but ideally on paper, it's Game 7 of the NLCS or Game 7 of the World Series. You got to win. Is Luis Suarez batting second in your order? You have to win. It's either win or go home or like win for a championship. Is Luis Suarez batting second in your order? If your answer is no, then why is he doing it right now? That's the main talking point of our conversation the last 2 weeks. The same thing I think could be said about the closer situation. You are about to start the 9th inning, and you're taking on Betts, Freeman, and Ohtani in some type of order. Ohtani, Freeman, Betts. I mean, they all mix it up anyway. Ohtani, Betts, Freeman. You have a 1-run lead. You're at Dodger Stadium. Who are you putting in the pitch? That's what it is. That's the conversation. That's the conversation. If your first choice is Robert Suarez, then you believe that Robert Suarez is your closer. If you're hesitant about putting Robert Suarez in, you thought, well, I like Mason Miller. I actually prefer Adrian Morejon in that situation. Either Miller or Morejon. Then one of those guys should be closing. That is the point of this conversation. Not that Robert Suarez gave up a 2-run homer last night after having 2 outs and then walking Gavin Lux. The conversation is when your entire season is on the line and your livelihood's on the line. I mean, it's all coming down to this inning. Who do you want coming out of the bullpen? If you have to ask the question and think about it from this perspective of like, I don't know, with Robert Suarez, then it shouldn't be him. That is the point of the conversation we had today. Not, he gave up a home run yesterday. He's done. He's cooked. Get him out of there and act like he's, any other closer. That's the conversation. No, the conversation is not because he gave it up last night. The conversation is, we have seen enough of this for 2 years. You're getting closer to playoff time. You have to win. You have to start winning some of these games. Who is the guy that's coming out in the ninth inning? You have to take out the one. You have to take down the 1, 2, 3 in the order of the Phillies, the Brewers, the Dodgers, the Mets, the Cubs. Who's coming in to pitch to get you 3 outs to win? That is the question. Tell me who you think. I think it's Mason Miller or Adrian Morejon, to be honest with you. Miller if it's a right-handed loaded lineup, Morejon if it's the left-handed loaded lineup. That's the question. 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. We will get more of your phone calls. Jason, Sebastian, when we come back, we'll get to the sports thread as we roll on. The Braden Surprenant Show, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97 through the Fan. Tune in tonight at 11 p.m. for Odyssey's annual I'm Listening program, which aims to spread awareness about mental health. Talk saves lives. I'm Listening features some of the biggest names in sports and music. For more information, visit imlistening.org. Already almost 2 hours into the show, Frank.
Yeah, it's nice, especially for me yesterday, who since this time last week has been focusing the show pretty much on college football and the NFL.
Yeah.
Completely forgot how to write just a pure baseball show after a week of not doing it. I was sitting there at 9:30 last night like, oh my God, how do I do this again? It's worked though. Worked so far.
We got football tomorrow. Padres are off. No, Padres are not off tomorrow, right?
No,
they play Colorado.
Start of a 4-game set against the Rockies.
Which means we will not have Thursday night football on tomorrow. At least on the radio. We'll have the Rockies and Padres game. But there is Thursday night football tomorrow. We got Padres baseball tomorrow going into a weekend. Another college football Saturday slate. We'll have Skylar on tomorrow, which will be great. All three of us didn't do very well in picks. I gotta start putting together the picks for tomorrow. Should be fun. Roundtable tomorrow. Did I mention that?
Probably. I wasn't paying attention.
I have to say, like, we ratings came in for the last month, and our station did really, really well.
Yes,
really, really well. I think we're number one in the market for all of our. I don't know what the morning show said, but they obviously talked about it because people in the chat were on it today. But number one in the market, which was great.
And who is it because of?
All of us. Collective effort.
No.
No.
It's because of you out there in Radio Land.
Right.
Thank you very much for supporting this station the way you guys do. You guys are absolutely incredible. We owe our entire jobs, livelihoods to all of you. So without you guys doing what you have done, making us the station that we have become, we wouldn't be doing this right now. So thank you all very, very much for supporting us the way that you do.
Anyway, so in the emails telling us about how great it was, which is great, Adam's boss, Michael, said, got to give a lot of the credit to the roundtables, which we have tomorrow. Might have to do some roundtables during the offseason. Morning show didn't respond to that email. We did an afternoon show. College football roundtable? What? It'd just be me and you, Frank.
Yeah, right.
College football roundtable. Me, you, and Adam Klug. Well, what a great... Me, you, Adam Klug, and Skylar could do the roundtable on Thursdays for college football. Probably do a high school football roundtable, too. That'll be at night, though. It'll be the Fan After Dark. There's a lot of good games in college football this weekend. Georgia, Tennessee. Haven't decided about going to that. We're still on the fence about going to that game. Do you know what the entry ticket is to that game?
You were saying 400 yesterday. I can only imagine it's gone up.
It's dropped.
Wow.
It's dropped.
What do you know about that?
Down to $376 to get in the building.
All right.
I'm going to the Titans and Rams game on Sunday. Titans and Rams game on Sunday. In Nashville. That, so I got that on Sunday. And
Chris in the chat, that's probably not something you should mention in public, but
why are you bringing that up?
I'm sure Braden appreciates it, but
yeah, sick.
Not something
Is
that
it hot
should
in
be
here?
said.
Why am I sweating? Is my face red? Anyway, so the Titans Rams game on Sunday is like $50 to get in. It's the Titans home opener in Nashville.
Yeah, well.
I know the stadium's not great. I know the Titans aren't very good. They got Cam Ward now. Home opener for the NFL, $50 to get in. Tennessee, Georgia, in Knoxville, $376 to get in.
There's more seats in one of them.
Yeah, in the one that's got $376.
Listen, okay.
Man, Neyland's big.
Calm down. It's college. We know that we got to pay these kids somehow because we know the school's not going to do it.
Well, they now with revenue sharing they do. But...
Well, allegedly.
Anyway,
these kids got to get paid somehow, man.
Go Aztecs. What is the basis of you going to that particular game? We have a bye week. The Dons do. So Sister lives in Nashville, going to visit sister
So instead
in
of just-
Nashville. I was like, I'm down to go to Georgia, Tennessee, Titans, Rams, forget the Broadway stuff. Give me the sports. I was outvoted on most of that stuff.
Instead of just chilling out for the weekend, he decided to go
More
fly
sports.
halfway across the country and do something.
Of course. See, here's the thing. Like with high school football, that kind of eats up a lot of my weekend time. So when you have an opportunity to go somewhere in the fall, and fall trips are the best, you got to take advantage. Tennessee, Georgia? Are you kidding me? Georgia's only favored by 3.5 on the road. Go Vols. Do you think a bar in Nashville, Frank, will put on TCU Abilene Christian at 7 o'clock at night on ESPN Plus?
10 out of 10.
Or am I going to watch that on my phone?
You're probably watching that on your
I'm
phone
going to
there,
get yelled
big
at,
dog.
by the way. Yeah, exactly. Here's the deal with the phone watching. Like my family likes sports. They don't love sports to like my level. I think that's fair. Now, our guy Divine Sports Gospel's in the chat. This guy's watching at weddings and stuff on his phone. I've seen it on his social media. I do that. I'm getting yelled at.
You got to be sneaky about it.
Yelled at. My buddies do it all the time. I do it once and it's just immediate bleeping. I am in a world of hurt if I do any of that stuff. So here's the deal. So as you should. You should probably get cooked for that. No more. Guy's cutting himself. But here's the deal. My mom's I think aunt or something, some relative, was married to this guy named Harold. And this is pre cell phones. I mean, I don't know how he was doing this, but he was finding ways to remotely watch games. For the more experienced listeners out there that know how to do this back in the 90s, to watch your team remotely. I don't know I don't know if you're bringing a little mini TV or if you got a little radio that you're listening to or something like that. He used to do it at everything, and he was just locked into the sports. I tell my friends that, they go Harold's the man. My parents and my relatives are he's old, weird Harold. That's who that guy is to them. I pull out my phone to watch any type of let me check the TCU score. Old weird Harold is what I get called immediately. You're not going to have anybody go on dates with you if you're Mom, I'm not going to any dates watching football on my phone. That's crazy. Same thing with my other relatives in my family. You don't do that when you're out with your friends, do you? I'm well, I don't, but they kind of do. So this weekend, trying to watch TCU football play Abilene Christian, here's what's the conversation is going to happen with my family. It's going to be first of all, nobody gives a bleep. That's what the first thing. Nobody cares. Second, it's going to be why don't you just interact with the people around you? I do that. I do that all the time. But sometimes you got to watch your team play. I see both sides to this. I get it. If I'm at a wedding or something like that, I got to get some other dude to watch it for me that's not going to get yelled at, who can tell me what's going on. So be hey, he's got it out. I'm just saying.
Wouldn't that be the best date to be on, though? With a girl who just whips out her phone and just puts a game on. Wouldn't that be a great date?
A great date would just be going to a game, going to a place to watch said game on TV.
Well, I agree.
Or she knows hey, TCU's playing, so maybe we should go on a different night. See, that's a girl that's a keeper. Right
exactly.
That's a keeper right there.
That's a ring, is what that is.
One that understands the sports world part of this deal. So our boy Divine, you're going to have to monitor how you watch games on your phone. Come on, Adam Paul. I sit in church with a bud in my ear. Isn't that kind of defeating the purpose of being at church? I'm just saying. I think for certain situations you could pull your phone out now and just kind of peek.
I mean, it's just as long as you're not pulling a Homer Simpson and screaming and reacting to the game.
You have to be sly about it. You have to be cool about it.
It's fine.
All right, I'm glad she gets it. When is she gonna do? Has she done a Nobody Asked for This post game show? Divine, get the fiance on there. I bet you she's got better takes than Divine. She probably does. Probably had better takes than me today, based on how the YouTube chat has been going. But yeah, don't be over Harold. So I don't think anybody in Nashville is going to care about the Abilene Christian TCU game. I'm going to care. I'm going to have to. Yeah. You know what? That's a good point. People are weird. You have to kind of keep that separate. Totally understand. 833-288-0973. 833-288-0973. Let's get out to Bob in San Juan Cap. Bob, what's going on, man?
Hey, Braden, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing well.
Great. I really agree with a lot of your takes today. It's like Suarez, I don't know, man. I would have him like in the 6th, 7th inning in there somewhere. You know, every time he comes up, I even tell my wife, I go, you know what? I have no confidence. You know, we need a 3-run lead to even have any kind of confidence in him. The worst game I ever went to was last year on my birthday. I went to the Detroit Tigers and the Padres game, and Suarez gave up that grand slam in the 9th. And I was like, are you kidding me? You know, but it's like, you know, I agree. I mean, they trade for Miller. He should be closing right now. He should have been closing the day he showed up here. And Suarez should have been down. It's like, who cares whose feelings get hurt? We're here to win. You know, the city's here. We want a World Series. You know, and then my other thing is Luis Ariz. Every time he gets up to bat, it's like, I'm surprised if he doesn't ground out to the second baseman or pop out to a short left field somewhere. When you get the hit, I was like, oh my gosh, what happened? You know, so I agree with a lot of your things. Things have to change. I mean, I would have O'Hearn at first base every single day. You know, I mean, because he's going to break out. He's going to be that power hitter that we need to, you know, help out everybody else. So that's just my take.
Well, I appreciate the phone call, Bob. Yeah, and again, all of these situations, like I think the Padres are better with Luis Ariz in the lineup. I just don't think he should be batting second. I think the Padres are better with Robert Suarez on the team. I just don't think he should be closing. I thought you could potentially trade him, but I do think it's better to have him and Dylan Cease on the team than them on other teams at the end of the year. I'm pretty sure I said that at the trade deadline, Frank. Anyway, let's get back to the phone call. Sebastian, Chino Hills. We're going to go to the sports thread at the top of the hour. Sebastian, what's going on?
Hey, Braden, how are you?
I'm doing well. What do you got for me today?
Hey, man, you know, I don't want to know, and I really don't care what people say about you. You're amazing, man. When you used to be back up to the coach, I was just waiting for you to get the gig. I love you, man. Frank is awesome. Your show's amazing. I look forward to listening to you every single day. I listen to you guys at night on replay on Odyssey. You guys, man, you guys are killing it on the radio, dude. Just wanted to give you a heads up, man. You guys are the best. You're not. You know what? You're the Jackson Merrill of 97.3. They should sign you up for 10 years, man. You're awesome. Okay, lock you up right now, baby.
I appreciate it, Sebastian. Thank you. He seems a little young to be an uncle. Big brother, Sebastian.
Another show promo.
That's right. Another show promo. Are you telling people to do this so you have less work?
No, this is just happening.
Juan, my advice is wear a DSG VAR shirt on a first date. Not a bad play. Not a bad play. It's either that or a Braden Surprenant show shirt. Wear one of the two. You'd be okay. That's what Frank's kicking ass in his love game because he's wearing the Braden Surprenant show everywhere he goes. That's what it is.
That brown shirt, I swear, I never want to take it off. It is the most comfortable.
It's so
shirt
great,
ever.
Isn't it so great?
Oh, it's so good.
I got like 8 of them still sitting here that people need to pick up. Somebody finally Venmoed me to get it shipped today.
The brown shirt is the most comfortable thing ever. Just it's so light, it's soft, it's so good.
That's right. Divine Sports Gospel in the chat. He wore his yesterday. Your favorite podcast, favorite radio show. There it is. His favorite show shirt is the 97 Through the Fan shirt. I wore the 97 Through the Fan shirt yesterday at the Padre game. I found one. I didn't know I had it. By the way, I told you this. I didn't tell Adam this. I have not told Adam this. I don't know how they got the shirts. But coaching at the Cathedral game on Friday. It wasn't me. I didn't give them the shirts. I don't know how they got the shirts. Or maybe I did a long time ago and didn't realize it. At the Cathedral football game on Friday, after the game, I'm talking with my friends and my mom that went to the game, post-game, and they said the cheerleaders were throwing out 97.3 The Fan t-shirts at the game. Did you bring those? And I said, no, I didn't bring those. Maybe, I can't remember if I grabbed some to donate or whatever, but they were The Cathedral Catholic students were wearing 97 through the fan shirts. They were getting them thrown to them by the cheerleaders. So, hey, next time you go, maybe we got to give you some shirts to hand out at the Olympian Santana game.
Yeah, right. Well, again, if I'm only going if Uncle Martin's going. If Martin goes, then I'm going.
More high school kids wearing the 97 through the fan stuff would be great. Growing the brand. Growing the brand. Nice. I appreciate everybody that wears the Braden Surprenant Show shirt. I've seen a couple of them out and about. Did I tell you the one time I was at Vaughn's?
No.
I went to Vaughn's after softball. I wore one of the blue OTL ones that we made.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm walking through Vaughn's and I'm grabbing a couple of things for the day. And this lady that works at Vaughn's goes, he has a shirt now? And I'm like, what? Him, Braden, he has a shirt now? And I said, yeah, he does. And she was talking about the show to me. I had no idea who I was. And I was like, do you like the show? Yeah, it's okay. It's all right. I like this a little bit. I like when him and Frank talk about food, yada, yada, yada. And I was like, oh, great. Have a nice day. Had no idea who I was. It was great. It's awesome. 833-288-973, 833-288-973. Juan Ruiz, how can we get the Cathedral games on 97 through the fan? I don't know. They'd probably have to pay for it.
I'll broadcast them. That's fine.
We can't. We used to do the high school games, but the problem is it's like the Padres are playing on Friday nights. And here's the other thing. When we were broadcasting high school games, the Padres weren't making the playoffs. A lot more season to broadcast for high school football. Padres are deep into the playoffs, usually. Now, the last week of the season for high school football is Halloween. The World Series is during Halloween. So if the Padres go as far as we would like them to go, then we are not going to be able to broadcast any high school games anyway. Frank would have to broadcast because I am now preoccupied. I used to not be. I used to only coach the JV and then go call the games. That was wild. I can't believe I pulled that off. I would coach JV high school football wherever Cathedral was playing. And then I'd have to leave to drive to whatever game we were doing on 97 through the fan throughout San Diego County. So after work, I would drive to, I remember doing this for the Poway Granite game. After work, I would I drove to Poway and I set up all the equipment in the press box wearing my 97, because I can't be showing up in Cathedral gear. Everybody hates us anyway. Mm-hmm. So I show up, I set up all the gear. And then I talked to the AD. I'm like, all right, I'll be back. I got to go coach my own game. And so I drove from Poway to Cathedral for the 4:30 game. I forgot who we played that day. We were winning, and I think we went running clock to this. So then I had to leave that game early, drive back to Poway to call the Poway Granite Hills game to get there in time. It was hotter than the sun in Poway that day. And right when the game's about to start, the Poway student section is right in front of us in their press box. And again, it's hotter than you know what. And they do the LeBron James witness powder thing. But it's like baby powder and all this other stuff. It just gets thrown in the air. And I'm like, oh God, I can't see. And then it's like, I look down and I don't know how JR didn't kill me, but it was just blanketed all the equipment that JR let us use to do the games. Just covered in flour and baby powder and just
That's what a feather duster's for.
Yeah. And I was like, okay. And then I got sun in my face because it's still August. So it's it's hot. Sun's in my face because the stadium goes north and south. And then you could barely see who the players were. It was like when the Chargers played the Colts on Sunday Night Football and the fireworks went off and all the smoke got stuck in the stadium. You couldn't see Darren Sproles and he ripped off a touchdown to start the game. It was like that. I remember doing that a couple of times. And then I loved every time we had a Thursday game was great because then I could go do the Thursday. I would just go to the site. I wouldn't have to worry about doing a bunch of games of the world or coaching a game and then driving to another game. It was good.
Got your play-by-play guy right here.
There you go.
Done it before.
Sell your job as much as you can.
There you go.
When we come back, we'll get to the sports thread today in the noon lunchtime hour, brought to you by Craft Taco. We will get to the midday sports, or we'll get to the sports thread. We'll do the midday sports standoff. We'll talk more Padres baseball. Take more of your phone calls. 833-288-0973. 833-288-0973. Wow, Juan's got a good idea. Scrape your color analyst. What a crew that would be.
Take it.
We'll go to the noon hour on the Braden Surprenant Show next.
San Diego, it's time to fire it up. From the beaches to the ballparks, from the Gaslamp to North County, no one knows America's finest city like he does.
You can't just punt on a Manny Machado prime year.
He's a fourth-generation San Diegan, born and raised in the heart of this community. Passionate, opinionated, and always bringing you the real talk on your teams, your city, and everything in between.
Braden totally knows his stuff. He's ready for the next step. That guy is good.
Live and local, it's the Braden Surprenant Show.
But I think Braden's one of the up-and-coming young stars in the media game in San Diego.
Now, here's your host, Braden Surprenant.
This new lunchtime hour is presented by the Craft Taco. Both flavors at 2 locations, Sorrento Valley and inside Balboa Park's Natural History Museum. It's good to have Craft Taco this week. It had been a long time. I needed to have it again. Frank had Craft Taco more times in the last 3 months than I have because he took his buddy there at the one at the Nat. It's my turn to go in there. So I went on Monday. It was great. What am I going to have for lunch today? I don't know. This is a weird week. So these are like 2 totally different. Like I need to get back on track with eating clean. It's been a while because I've had like the trip to San Francisco. I've had the Labor Day situation. Now we're going to Nashville this weekend. So it's like trying to plan out the week. It's hard to get into my routine with the food. So this week's same week. Like I had Craft Taco on Monday, and then we always get in and out after the game. Not a great day eating. Yesterday, also not a great day eating. I had leftover Filippi's pizza. I mean, great for the soul, but like for the body is not going to like the way I ate the last 2 days. Yesterday, leftover Filippi's pizza. Money, great. Not great for the health on a Tuesday, but you know what? I digress. Got to the game, had some peanuts and a beer. Not great for the body, great for the soul. Ice cream sandwich. Ate like a child yesterday. Today, I got some things I have to do after the show. No practice today, which is great. Bye week. Got to love the bye week. They're doing some other meetings and stuff like that don't involve us. I forgot the chips.
He draws the foul.
Yeah. In fact, I did have somebody send me a picture of the bag of chips that I left on the counter and said, get these out of the house. Frank said he'd take them. So I'll take that foul. Even though the tortilla chips have a Cowboys logo on them, Frank will still take them.
Because again, I'm eating the chips, not the bag.
True. What if the chips were in the shape of Cowboy stars?
Stars can mean anything.
Okay.
Doesn't have to be
justifying the tortilla chips. Anyway, so it's tough with the diet this week. So today I got to figure out what I'm eating. I do have to go out to East County. Would I call this a guilty pleasure? Maybe. Is Submarina a guilty pleasure? I mean, I grew up like eating. They used to have Submarinas all over the place. I think there's only like a handful now. And the OG one in Poway's gone. But I know they have one at Grossmont Center. And anytime I go out to East County, it's like, an opportunity to get a Submarina sandwich or beef and bun. But the way that I've ate this week, I don't know if I can consume a beef and bun shake in the middle of the day on a Wednesday. Going to Nashville the weekend again, as I mentioned. So like, there's going to be good eating there. I mean, Monday next week, it's back to the ground bison and the fruit and the eating properly. And I said that the last 2 weeks. So I got to get back on track.
I can tell you for sure with that attitude, certainly not. Certainly not good with that attitude.
Yeah. So, and it started to cool down a little bit. So the summertime meetings, no, right. Why would you go to Submarina when you can have an actual deli sandwich? Again, it's different. There's different taste. It's like Chipotle versus regular Mexican food. It's like Taco Bell versus regular Mexican food. I like a lot of different things. Sometimes I don't want a deli sandwich. Maybe I want a submarine sandwich. Maybe I want a submarine sandwich. Is that a problem? No. You know, sometimes I want Jersey Mike's. Sometimes it would be nice to have a real Italian deli. But you know what? I can't drive down to Little Italy all the time. I don't know a lot of them around me that are like up to par, up to snuff.
Again, not with that attitude. You can't.
You want to pay for my gas? We want to play that game again?
No.
Since you were talking about it for the, I'm not going to the
I'm
Olympian
not- yeah, that's why I'm
Santana
not
game
going to-
because I don't want to drive to Santee.
Exactly.
You got Uncle Martin to see.
If he hasn't said if he's going or not.
He's got to call in and tell us or put in the YouTube chat. Santana Olympian, Friday night, 2 undefeated teams. Should be a good time. All right, we got to get to today's sports thread. You ready? Guess not.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I don't listen to you. My bad.
Oh, yeah.
Can't you tell that I don't listen to you on occasion?
Hey, I guess you're not ready for the sports thread then.
No,
He was not ready.
I'm ready for the sports thread.
All right, let's get to it.
You know that group chat, the one that's always blowing up with the biggest sports takes, debates, and breaking news?
You got barbecue back there, and you didn't invite me?
Yeah, we've got that too. Welcome to the Sports Thread, where we break down the top 5 stories in sports, just like you would with your crew.
Oh, no! Disaster! What a bad idea!
No filters, no silence, just real talk.
That looks like the frog hand signal.
Oh, wait a minute.
From Salvador Santana.
Hold on. We interrupt this sports thread.
To see if Martin's going to the game.
Yes, I think Martin is on the line. Is this Martin in Santa? Martin, how you doing, bud?
Doing well, Frank. Yes, if you promise to be, I'm absolutely going to go. I have not seen a high school football game, and sorry, I'm in my car. But when I heard you throw down, I thought I got to do this.
Yeah,
so absolutely. I will be there. I will be there on Friday. 2 3-0 teams. Hopefully, moving up in the rankings. And the last time I went, it was the 30th reunion for my high school. So that would have been.
You don't have to do that to yourself. It's okay.
Yeah, we don't need to do that.
Yeah, I'm a liberal arts major, so thank you. But yes, Frank, I will be there as promised. I signed off yesterday. I will pay for your gas, so you're good to get to Cincy. I know it's a high. We can leave at halftime, whatever you want to do. But yes, I will be there.
Well, then I guess I'm going to be there. Then,
I'm going to be on the visitor's side.
Attaboy.
And I'm going to be wearing a UCLA baseball hat.
There we go. Gotcha. We got it. Appreciate it, Martin. There we go. We're dragging Frank's ass out to the Olympian game. They're 3-0. The guy's got school pride now, and he was going to be lazy and not go to the game on Friday night at Santana. 2 3-0 teams, but now he's going. Santana Olympian. East County versus South Bay. That should be, you know what? Call the PPR. Tell them it's the Frank Marchese game of the week. The Uncle Martin game of the week. The Unk game of the week. Amazing. I hate that it's a bye week. If I was going to Nashville, I would have totally got out to that game. I mean, it doesn't help us with scouting at all because we're not going to play either of those teams. But you know what? This is great. I love this. This is awesome. In fact, I encourage you guys all to go to high school football games if you can. If you're not going to the Padres game on Friday, go to a high school football game. Frank will be at Olympian Santana on Friday.
See, what I've done is I've worked myself into a shoot here.
What's the rest of the Olympian football schedule?
They're all down. They're down in the South Bay. The rest of the schedule.
I can't wait. This is great. The Olympian Eagles. We are the home of the Olympian Eagles, apparently.
There we
are.
And
the Cathedral Catholic Dons.
See that?
You got at Santana, at Chula Vista. That's no problem.
Yeah,
Otay Ranch at home. Yeah. Castle Park at home.
I live closer to Otay Ranch than I do Olympian. So
Montgomery at home. All good. At Bonita, at Hilltop. I mean, it's easy now. This is the hardest game you got to get to.
Yep, it is.
Olympian.
It is the hardest game. That's
3 wins in a row.
You'd love to see it.
Beat up on Claremont 36-7. Dominated Vista 49-0. Beat up on Eastlake 44-17. Are the quarterbacks good? Hey, go Eagles.
Adam Paul, that sounds like a threat. Wait a minute. Hold on.
Yeah. Hey, no, he's a Santana guy. He's a Santana guy. It's going to be great. You guys got to take a picture together. You know what? Braden Surprenant show meetup at the Santana Olympian game.
There you go.
Take a photo together at halftime.
Yes.
Wear the shirts.
Absolutely.
I should have made an Olympian colored Braden Surprenant show shirt. I guess I still can.
Yeah, there is time. There is not a limited number of colors and shirts in the world. You can
know
do
what?
that
I
at
might
any
as well
time you
make
want.
one for every high school colors and throw it on a website.
Attaboy. See that?
Now we're cooking.
All right.
Adam Paul says Olympian's going to win. You heard it here first. All right, let's get to the sports.
I hope so. All right. So back to the deal here. All right.
Number 1.
Philadelphia Eagles defensive tackle Jalen Carter has been suspended. Okay.
He got suspended for one game, but since there was no snaps during that, he didn't see a snap in the first game. That game counts.
No, again, it's
ridiculous.
No, the way this was written. I'm going to read this exactly how it was written. Philadelphia Eagles defensive tackle Jalen Carter has been suspended $57,222 for spitting on Dallas Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott prior to the first play from scrimmage during Thursday night's game. Do you understand now why I tripped over what I was reading?
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Knowing you, yes. English are hard. Continue.
Carter was immediately ejected from the contest, and the NFL is handling the ejection as a one-game suspension or time served. Carter will likely not face further punishment from the league and is eligible to play this Sunday versus the Chiefs. Fair for time served, or should he have gotten more?
I mean, he shouldn't get he should have got a game this week. Should have been the game after. The game that he got suspended, that he got kicked out of, should have not counted, in my opinion. I think it's lazy on the NFL's part. I just what they decide to suspend guys for and not suspend guys for is hilarious to me.
I mean, he did get suspended for $57,222.
Yeah, fined $57,000.
No, he has been suspended $57,222 for spitting. That's what it says.
Where do you get your articles from?
This one's from CBS because, again, I'm on my ESPN boycott that if we're going to keep writing like this is not going to last too much longer.
Oh man, this is
number 2.
This is not going to end well.
Texas Tech corner.
Well, to be fair to Frank, to be frank with Frank, he doesn't have ESPN on today. He's got his favorite league, the NFL.
Yeah, I have
on
chosen
NFL Network.
I have
MLB
chosen
Network.
the NFL over ESPN today.
I love it.
Just goes to
We're
show.
rewatching the Falcons game. Where's Adam? Tell him not to watch.
Texas Tech cornerback Amir Boyd was arrested on Sunday for reckless driving after an officer observed him doing donuts in the middle of an intersection, Eugenius. He faces misdemeanor charges for driving a vehicle in, quote, willful or wanton disregard for the safety of persons or property. Red Raiders coach Joey McGuire said the team will handle Boyd's discipline internally. Potential court punishment for misdemeanor reckless driving includes up to a $200 fine and or 30 days in county jail. College kids, please, for the love of it all, just why can't you be normal?
I don't know.
Why can't they be normal?
Let's go back in time and let's give 17, 18, 19, 20-year-old Frank Marchese, let's tell him he's the greatest thing that's ever happened to this planet. And then let's give him millions of dollars or hundreds of thousands of dollars and then go, we need you to behave.
I would be doing donuts in a racing sim, which is, a matter of fact, what I did last night. I would not be doing it in the middle of an intersection.
Hey, man, college and high school kids think they're indestructible. Go back and remember when you were 17 to, 15 to 24, you thought you were indestructible. That's what all these kids think. All the kids on my high school football team think they're indestructible. Every college kid thinks they're indestructible. Then you give them nice stuff and a bunch of money and be like, why are you acting so reckless? Oh, I don't know.
What kind of life?
They're kids.
What kind of life do you think I had? I went home, played video games, and ate chicken nuggets.
That's a life.
I was
that's
a rebel.
A life without $300,000 in your pocket.
I was a rebel as a kid.
You would have got the extra sauce.
Exactly.
That costs extra. Sounds
exactly. Good. Like, come on, man.
I want guacamole in my Chipotle burrito. That's extra. Throw it on there.
I'm making
bank, baby.
Let's
Throw it
go.
on there. You know what? Give me 2 scoops of guac. That's Frank. Moving on.
I also like to live dangerously. Thank you. This is for you. The Big 12 has removed an officiating crew from its scheduled next week assignment following a rules violation in Missouri's 24-31 win against Kansas in Week 2, the conference has announced. The controversial play occurred in the first quarter after the first Missouri touchdown when they received a penalty for unsportsmanlike conduct. The Jayhawks blocked the extra point attempt, and on the ensuing kickoff, the officials allowed a punt to occur on the free kick, an action prohibited under NCAA Rule 2, Section 16, Article 6.
That has to be a kick off, doesn't it?
Yes. So fair for this. It's nice to see officials getting reprimanded for blatantly disregarding the rules or making an incorrect call. Fair to remove them from their assignment this week instead of just doing something off the field, like a fine or something.
Do you think it's okay to take them off an assignment? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, that's.
I think that's fair. I mean, it's just 1 week, right? They're
yeah,
not
it's
done
just,
for the
it's
year.
just
it's
this
not
next
fired.
assignment. Yeah.
I mean, I don't think they make enough where it's like worth a fine. I think you should fine referees. I think that's kind of a slippery slope. So have them sit out a week. Sounds good.
Fair enough.
Number 4.
All right, we do have to get to break, so this will be the last one here today. The dominant story in the NBA right now is the investigation into whether the Clippers owner Steve Ballmer circumvented the salary cap by funding a no-show endorsement deal for Kawhi Leonard through the Clippers sponsor Aspiration. Well, apparently, it gets worse. On Tuesday, a new report from Bruce Arthur of the Toronto Star indicated that if the league expanded its investigation to discussions with teams that pursued Leonard in free agency, they will find out that Leonard's apparent no-show deal with Aspiration isn't quite as shocking as it initially seems. Arthur spoke with a number of sources with the Raptors who were part of free agent negotiations with Leonard that involved his uncle and manager Dennis Robertson, and his demands allegedly went beyond what the team can offer, including an ownership stake in the Toronto Maple Leafs. So, it would appear as though what we had said was right all along, that this is something that has been happening, that this is something that has happened before and is continuing to happen. It's just the Clippers were dumb enough to get caught.
Yes. You knew this was happening in all sorts of places. This is not a new genius idea by Steve Ballmer. I think it explains the apologies at the beginning and then, we just are going to ignore that the fact that this happened. Have we had any more statements from the Clippers since?
No, I think
I'm glad they
finally
realized
got
that
to
they
Ballmer.
should just keep their mouth shut. We'll see how the NBA pursues this. Could you imagine just open up a can of worms for just everybody in the NBA's got all these little like company buy-ins and stuff?
Kawhi.
What a waste of a salary cap.
Kawhi and Steve Ballmer have messed up the bag for every single NBA player. Congratulations,
Nice
you
job.
two.
Great job. That's why like these salary caps we argue for, they don't actually exist. It's all fake. Smoke and mirrors. All right, we got to go to break. This took way too long, which is fine. We got sidetracked with Olympian and Santana football, which is, on par for the show. Every playoff team's biggest issue, what's the Padres? We'll tell you when we come back. Braden Surprenant Show, Saturday's #1 sports station, 97 through the Fan.
Spending time outside is what Southern California sunshine is all about.
Spending it with family and friends on your new TimberTech by AZAC or Trex deck? That's what Dixie Line's all about.
And this month you can save on both TimberTech and Trex decking. Plus, get a $300 Dixie Line gift card with your purchase. See DixieLine.com or September mailer for details.
During Dixie Line's end of summer clearance, save up to 70% while quantities last on select items store-wide, like patio furniture sets, pizza ovens, air conditioners, power tools, and a lot more.
And since Dixie Line is all about fixing it, building it, and enjoying it, why not let Bosch Power...
Baseball coverage on 97 to the Fan is presented by T-Mobile. Head to T-Mobile.com and get a great deal on an iPhone 16 Pro. All right. Every playoff team's biggest issue. I feel like we're opening up another can of worms on this, Frank. But we haven't gotten to it in a couple of days. I think the last couple of days for the Padres, you would assume that it was offense. Free Frank legs. That's funny. Let's talk about this from a perspective. We'll kind of rip through some of the National League teams, and then we'll talk about the Padres. And I think the Padres won a spot on. So in the National League, in terms of the contenders and the playoff teams, I think we have already set who's going to make the playoffs. Now, the Giants are making a last-minute push. I'm not convinced that the Giants will make the playoffs, but they're 2 games behind the Mets, which is very obtainable now. Did the Mets beat the Giants this year? What's the do we know the tiebreaker on that?
I don't remember. Off the top of my head, I don't remember.
Let's find out. National League tiebreakers. The Mets. Let's see. I don't. Never mind. It doesn't say. I guess I can go through it real quick. The New York Mets against the Giants this year. Did you already play them twice?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Mets and Giants. Mets swept the Giants in San Francisco before getting swept by the Padres in San Diego. We knew that. And then they hosted the Giants and lost 2 out of 3. So they did win the tiebreaker. So the Giants are actually an extra game down on the New York Mets. Does that make you feel better? Slightly?
Sure.
2.5 games up?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Brewers, Phillies, Dodgers, Cubs, Padres, Mets are making the playoffs. I think those guys are making the playoffs. I think the Giants make it close, but I don't think they have the horses to get it done. Now, let's look at the number 1 team in the National League, the Milwaukee Brewers. What would you guess the Milwaukee Brewers' lack of or biggest weakness is?
Bullpen.
He said lack of power, which is interesting to me because remember the whole thing with like the Padres, they're not going to be able to win in the playoffs because they don't have any power. Well, the Brewers are the number 1 team in the National League. Are they the number 1 team in baseball still, or the Blue Jays pass them? They are the number 1 team in baseball. The best team in baseball. They don't have power,
and they're leading the Rangers right now 2-1 in the bottom of the 3rd inning.
They got good pitching.
Ironically enough, off of a couple of first-inning home runs.
How about that?
One by Bryce Terang, who apparently is the second most
exciting player in baseball. Not more exciting than Juan Soto, though, right?
No.
Brewers do a lot of things well, but the team does not hit the ball over the fence all that often. As the ancient baseball proverb says, ball go far, team go far. Each of the last 5 World Series champions has finished the regular season ranked in top 4 in home runs. Well, I guess the Padres aren't winning. Milwaukee entered Friday at 19. Christian Yelich leads the team with 27, but no other Brewer has hit more than 18. People get on us for not hitting homers, Yelich said earlier in the summer. We've heard the whole spiel. Is that a different change? Like, can you win a World Series without hitting home runs? I mean, right now, teams in the postseason, there's multiple teams that are going to be lined up in the postseason that don't hit the ball over the fence. Is this a problem that's going to cost the Brewers in the playoffs?
No,
I don't think so.
I think their bullpen's going to be the one that costs them because that's what usually happens. Is their bullpen costs them?
I agree. I don't think it's as big of a problem. I think you can win without hitting home runs. Phillies. I think this one's interesting. And we do got to take a break here and come back and finish this. But we'll talk about the 2 teams that are going to get the 1 and 2 seeds. Phillies, their biggest question. You've seen them now 2 days in a row. What would you say the biggest question is for the Philadelphia Phillies?
The rotation.
You are half
right.
You're kind of right. It's the question was who starts game 2. So yes, the rotation. Who starts game 2 for the Phillies?
If Ranger Suarez starts game 1, it'll be Christopher Sanchez in game 2. But again, much like the Padres problem is who starts game 3.
As Matt Gelb said in The Athletic, this was less paramount when the Phillies had Zach Wheeler and Christopher Sanchez atop their hypothetical postseason rotation. But now that it's just Sanchez, it's not as though the Phillies are lacking options. They just don't know yet how to arrange them. They could go with 3 lefties. Suarez could slot between the harder throwing Sanchez and Jesus Luzardo.
Yeah, there's your three.
Or Aaron Nola can push his way into the conversation with a strong September. A lot of it could be matchup dependent. The Padres and Mets have struggled against lefties in 2025. Even if Suarez or Luzardo is starting, do the Phillies have the wherewithal to be aggressive with their bullpen in the middle of games? Walker Buehler will make some starts down the stretch. If he pitches well enough, he could factor in the postseason pitching plan somehow. The fact that the rotation is on the problem for the Phillies is interesting because I would consider them to have the best pitching staff out of the playoff teams right now. Is that hard? Is that on a limb right there?
Wouldn't say so.
I think the Phillies probably have the best rotation of the group, and the fact that their biggest question is the rotation is very interesting to me.
Mm-hmm.
Los Angeles Dodgers, their biggest question, if you had to guess.
For who? Sorry.
The Dodgers. I know you're trying to log into MLB.com right now.
I mean, you could say for them, you could say starting pitching. You could say consistency of the lineup. Bullpen is probably their biggest issue right now, though.
The second thing you said is what they said.
Consistency of the lineup.
Yes. Which offense will show up for the Dodgers? You go on to say the biggest concern could be the bullpen. 20th in Major League Baseball, the 4.21 ERA entering Thursday. But it's probably the offense not finding a consistent stride for months at a time, despite being a star-studded group. Before June 1st, the Dodgers topped the majors with a 126 WRC plus. Ever since, they're 14th at 102. So which group are they? Which Dodger group are they? That's an interesting question. I think we have seen the post-June team a little bit more than the pre-June team, Frank, when it comes to LA.
Mm-hmm.
They look like they're the team that's more 102 WRC plus squad offensively than the 126 WRC plus squad. And that's the only reason, which is a different topic later on in the show, that is the only reason why the topic of discussion has been nobody wants to win the NL West. The Padres haven't been able to put enough together to overcome what the Dodgers are just gifting them. They are gifting them this stuff. Gifting them the division. Gifting them an opportunity to win the division. Haven't been able to make the most of it. Again tonight, I mentioned it before, you need to count for series. Padres are still on pace for what I said they needed to do, right? Which was what? Go 13-6. If the Padres go 13-6, the Dodgers have to lose 2 series, the Padres can be division champs.
Mm-hmm.
That's assuming the Dodgers don't sweep anybody and the Padres don't get swept. That was part of the equation. So it is a must-win game for the Rockies tonight if you're a San Diego Padres fan. They have to beat the Dodgers. And you have to beat the Reds if you want to continue the pace. Otherwise, you're going to have to ask for LA to lose another series or ask for them to lose 3 out of 4 against the Giants or potentially have to sweep somebody else to get that game back. A worst-case scenario this week is losing tonight's game against Cincinnati if you're the Padres and the Dodgers sweeping. You lose 2 games. Now you're 3 games back. But the silver lining is you can focus on trying to get the 4 seed, but the problem was the Cubs won last night. You need the Cubs to lose today. And you could stay on track. Speaking of the Cubs, when we come back, we'll answer the other questions that are facing the NL playoff teams. Chicago, San Diego, and the New York Mets, the 3 teams that are currently in a division spot. In a wild card spot. And then we will get to our midday sports standoff. If you call in and you can take me down to sports trivia, you will be qualified for a chance to win our grand prize, a trip to see the Eagles at Sphere Las Vegas, including 2 tickets to the show on January 30th, a 2-night stay at the Venetian Resort, Las Vegas, a Vibe VIP package, and a $100 gas card. Eagles have added 2026 shows to the band's residency at the Sphere in Las Vegas on Friday, January 23rd, Saturday, January 24th, Friday, January 30th, and Saturday, January 31st. The residency now features a total of 48 hours from Friday, September 20th through Saturday, January 31st, 2026. Tickets at Ticketmaster.com. 833-288-0973. 833-288-0973. Give us a call. Take me down some sports trivia. Enter for a chance to win. We will do that when we come back and continue with every playoff team's biggest issue. What's the Padres? We'll tell you next. All right. We might have a contestant. Our contestant seems a little nervous. Hopefully, the question's not too difficult.
No, it's we're sticking with the same theme we've had.
Okay,
It's another NFL topic. There's plenty of answers for this.
She was taking like deep breaths on this.
Yes.
Okay.
It's
ready to
all
go.
good.
All right. She's got 5 minutes. We're going to get to some of these other things. All right. We didn't talk about the Padres one yet, but every playoff team's biggest issue. We'll go with the Cubs here. I think the Cubs' biggest issue is their pitching staff. Their pitching staff's not great. But what also is not great for the Chicago Cubs, and this could be an exercise in the fact that every team is freaking out right now about every playoff team is freaking out right now about their status. Chicago Cubs. Bullpen is a problem. Pitching staff's a problem. But the biggest problem, at least facing the Cubs going into the postseason, can the offense get back on track? From their athletic writer for The Athletic, Shadev Sharma, as good as overall numbers are, is what they said, the chief concern has to be the offense. This was a group that made the Cubs look dominant early in the season with a pair of MVP candidates in Kyle Tucker and Pete Armstrong. Now with PCA and a funk, Tucker's calf a question mark, and prior standouts like Michael Busch and Seiya Suzuki not looking as consistent. Suddenly, this isn't a formidable a unit. If the Cubs can find their rhythm and get close to looking how they did earlier in the year, they will be dangerous in October. I want to play the Cubs more than win the division right now.
Yes.
After reading that, kind of watching how the Cubs have played, it would be nice to host the Cubs so you don't have to worry about going to Chicago. But the way that they're playing right now, Frank, they're playing, and I know they won last night, so the lead's back to 3. They're playing at a pace where the Padres, I think, could catch Chicago if they continue to win series. And if they do that, being the 4 seed and hosting the Cubs is a lot better than being a 6 seed, a lot better than being a 3 seed, how everything lines up in the postseason.
Yeah, and again, statistically speaking, you're playing the weakest schedule in baseball. So you would think that winning series, you have 5 left after today. You got to take maybe 4 of the 5 if you want a chance at getting to Chicago. But I would say, yeah, I don't see, as far as the achieving the overarching goal, which is winning the World Series, the easiest road to do that would be to bite the bullet on the division and take on the Cubs. Try to set yourself up the best you can for the Cubs, not necessarily win the division.
I think so too. I think the winning the division is just like extra. That's icing on the cake if you win the division. Again, the question is, would you rather win the division and then set yourself up for a more difficult path to the playoffs, or like, are you trying to win a pennant here?
Yeah.
I also think you can get too tricky with it. I mean, but at the same time, like, just take every game one game at a time. Honestly, the current layout that it is right now, with the exception of having to go to Chicago and not having home playoff games potentially, the 4-5 matchup is what you want.
Yeah.
That's what you want right now. I don't really want to play the Cubs in a best of 3 in Chicago. The Padres didn't do well there earlier this year. It's a drastically different lineup, obviously, that they had when they were there the last time. You got to run with somebody over there. I don't think you're going to sweep them in 2 games, which means you got to use either Yu Darvish or Dylan Cease in game 3. I'd rather have them here at Petco Park. Petco Park has been a very difficult place for other teams to play in,
especially the Cubs.
Yeah,
it has not been a friendly place for the Cubbies over the last couple of years.
No, it is not, and neither is playing on the road for the Cubs. So trying to track them down, to me, is probably the more important thing. New York Mets. What's their biggest concern? I'll just ask you. You're the Mets fan.
The fact that they're the Mets.
The fact that Mr. Met is still their mascot? Yeah,
No,
that's probably
just the
added
fact that
part
they
of the
are the
deal.
New York
They
Mets.
are the New York Mets.
Um,
Mets being the Mets.
Yeah, exactly. You want to talk about lazy writing? Honest,
it's the Athletic, dude. It's not ESPN.
The bullpen is most likely their biggest issue because, I haven't heard a thing out of Rogers, which I guess is a good thing. If no news is good news sometimes. Helsley's tipping pitches. He's given up runs at an unbelievable rate. Diaz continues to scare the heck out of you, and Gregory Soto hasn't figured it out. So I would say it's the bullpen.
Sorting out their pitching staff. Pretty much spot on.
The rotation.
Yeah. Mets' biggest concern is figuring out their pitching staff. How much can they reasonably ask of their young pitchers, Nolan McLean and Jonah Tong? Can Kodai Senga and Sean Manaea bounce back in time? What about reliever Ryan Helsley? The Mets may go as far as their lineup takes them, but they're going to need some help from their pitching staff, and it's unclear how many trusted arms they can turn to.
And Brandon Sproat is not available for the playoffs because he came up
after the August 1st deadline. Okay, so Mets pitching staff, Cubs pitching staff, even though it says offense back on track, their pitching staff's a problem. Dodgers, bullpen, pitching staff. Phillies, who starts game 2? The only one that's got a solidified pitching staff problem right now, or non-problem, are the Brewers.
Yeah.
We talk about it all the time, and people freaking out about the Padres pitching staff. Everybody's got the same problem right now, with the exception of Milwaukee. Maybe that's why Milwaukee's the number 1 seed. But that being said, nobody's really afraid of Milwaukee. Padres, their biggest problem. Which starting pitchers can they trust? I think that's the most spot-on thing possible. We're going to talk about that in the 1 o'clock hour. But we need to get to our midday sports standoff.
Welcome to Midday Sports Standoff on the Braden Surprenant Show.
I can't believe what I'm seeing right now.
The ultimate head-to-head battle where sports knowledge and quick thinking collide.
It's no good. Are you kidding me?
Contestants will go toe-to-toe with Braden in a sports trivia deal where every correct answer brings them closer to victory.
Down the sideline! Wow! Unbelievable!
But 3 strikes and it's game over.
This is not Detroit, man. This is the Super Bowl.
Can you outsmart Braden? The Midday Sports Standoff starts now.
All right, who we got playing today, Frank?
We have Michelle in Oceanside. Michelle, how are you doing today?
Hey, doing good. My day off, so just streaming you guys on the radio.
There you go.
iHeart app. Or not iHeart app.
There you
Whatever
go.
app that is.
The Odyssey app. There we are.
Odyssey app. There you go.
All right. So today, again, we're sticking with the NFL. And there are, what did I put down here? There are 11 possible answers to this question.
Okay, that's good.
There are 11 quarterbacks making $50 million or more this season in the NFL. Who are they? So, Michelle, you have the first pick.
Oh, I say at least Jordan Love. That
Jordan Love is making more than $50 million a year.
FQ10 guy. Love it. All right. She's off to a good start. Let's get to the number 1. I think he's the highest paid quarterback this year. Dak Prescott.
Dak Prescott is number 1.
Was he making like 60?
Unfortunately, that doesn't get you any extra points. And unfortunately, it doesn't help my pen work. Thank you.
Oh, no. No! Pen problems.
Go ahead, Michelle.
I don't know.
Think of the biggest quarterbacks you can think of. You'll most likely get it.
What do you mean biggest?
Just maybe
Like
like
the
you
stars
already
of the
said
league.
Prescott, so like Burrow maybe.
Nah, that's probably a good guess.
Joe Burrow,
Josh
correct.
Allen. Oh,
Hold on. Only one. One at a time. One at a time. One at a time. One at a time.
Took my
so
answer.
nervous.
All right, I'm going to pretend I didn't hear that last one. We're going to go with Brock Purdy, who just got a big contract.
Brock Purdy, correct.
Foul on the
Michelle?
pen, I agree.
Yes.
Foul on the pen.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I was gonna say Josh Allen as
Josh
well.
Allen?
I hope.
Yes, Josh.
Yes, Josh Allen,
Yeah.
correct.
I like the Dean.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'm going to go with my friend's favorite quarterback ever, Justin Herbert.
Justin Herbert, correct. Michelle?
Oh my gosh.
How many do we have so far?
You
I
have
don't
6
know.
of them
Let's
so far.
do
6 of the 11.
Lamar Jackson, maybe. Don't think so.
Lamar
but-
Jackson.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. Okay, I'll take that one. That's good.
Braden?
Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts, correct.
Oh.
All right, so you're 4 for 4. You guys are perfect so far.
Where are we at? How many? So we have 8 off
Yeah,
the list?
8. Yep.
8. There's
8
3
of 11.
I think I got 2 of them. One I'm blanking.
I don't know. I'm out.
No, I got to guess. You got 3
Gotta
strikes.
guess.
Start
You
guessing
got it.
quarterback names.
I don't know. Matt Stafford.
Not a bad guess.
No, not a bad guess, but incorrect. Braden?
All right. I'm going to go with Sunshine, Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence, correct.
Oh. I'm out.
Michelle?
Did we do Purdy yet? Brock
Yeah.
Purdy?
We did
Okay.
Brock
Let's do. I did Lamar Jackson. I can't think. Maybe that weird. I can't say his name. It's like a Tavalia or Tua.
Tua
Is it Tua?
Tagovailoa,
Oh.
correct.
Okay.
Braden?
I don't know.
There's one left.
All right. Now
You can
I
crush
the other one.
You can crush her dreams right now, or you can give her a chance to go see the Eagles.
Well, I have 3 strikes, so I guess we go back.
I
and
know,
forth.
but yeah, if you get this one, there's no more. So
Daniel's on a rookie contract. It's not Kirk Cousins, is it? Is he getting paid a ton of money to not play? There you go.
Kirk Cousins is not it. Michelle, you can steal it.
I don't know what you're feeling.
They're making at least
Oh,
50 million,
I
right?
don't know.
Oh, I think I got it
It's a
now.
lot of money. Let's do
I think I got it now.
maybe the Detroit one. Did we do Jared?
That's it.
She got
Jared
it.
Goff. Well done.
What?
Michelle, congratulations. You are qualified for a chance to go to
No
Las
way.
Vegas to see the Eagles. Hang on the line. I'll get your information during the break. Congratulations. She worked that out. Good for her.
Well done. Way to go, Michelle. All right.
Through pen issues and everything.
Jared
She
Goff.
nailed it.
Which is who I thought it was at the end there. I was like, I think I figured it out. Jared Goff.
And she stole it from you, which is exactly what we were going for. We
Which
wanted
is
her to
exactly what
get
we're
it
hoping
and
for.
not you.
Yeah. Especially how nervous she was.
Yeah.
She was like, I'm done. I'm out. Just start guessing quarterbacks' names. At least with some of these questions, you can like guess.
Yeah, just throw names out.
Throwing names out there. We're just throwing stuff against the wall. See?
That's what we do with our show every single day. We just throw names out.
We haven't had too many production meetings on air.
No, we
as
have
of
not.
late. We've actually handled our business off air, which is great. Sam Levitt tweeted this out. Tonight's game's at 5:40, by the way. That's why we got a full show. Otherwise, we would have been done by now. We would have been ready for Padres baseball. Sam Levitt, not the quarterback for Arizona State. Definitely wants to distance himself from him after last week.
Yeah, just distance himself from me as well because I was ready to strangle him.
September 26th, big dog. We're going after it. Better be worried. Frogs are coming. Today feels like a big game for the Padres. Here's why. With a win versus the Reds, the Padres guarantee being at least just 2 games behind the Dodgers for first place. After today, here are the upcoming schedules. Padres have 4 against the Rockies, 3 against the Metropolitans, 3 against the White Sox. Dodgers, 3 games against the Giants, 3 games against the Phillies, 3 games against the Giants. I thought they had 4 games against it. I thought they had played the Giants 7 times. Thought they played the Giants 7 times?
Who, the Mets?
No.
Oh.
I'm not talking about them. It's not always about you, Frank.
I thought you were going back over playoff. I don't
Always
listen to
about-
you.
I know. Well, we can tell. It's not always about. Not always.
Yeah, it's 3. It's.
They have,
you talk about the Dodgers, I'm guessing?
Yeah, they only play the Giants 6 times. They play them 7 times.
No, they play them 7. They got
Oh,
today
come on,
against
Sam.
Colorado. They play tonight against Colorado, 3 at San Francisco, 3 versus Philadelphia, 4 versus San Francisco, and then 3 at Arizona, 3 at Seattle.
That's a foul on Sam. Typo on Sam.
He draws the foul.
Stirring us wrong. They got 4 against the Giants. Quote from Sam Levitt, there would seem to potentially be a big chance to gain ground considering how well the Giants and Phillies are playing. A loss to the Padres today and a Dodgers win versus the Rockies. The task becomes tougher at 3 games without the tiebreaker at the end of the day. 100%. It's a must-win game tonight. Must-win game tonight, and you got Nick Pivetta on the hill. If you got a must-win game in the playoffs, isn't that who you would want on the hill? Nick Pivetta so far this season? Frank didn't even want to sign him at the beginning of the year.
I didn't say that.
Got him. Got him. Adam likes throwing that in there all the time. Didn't think that was coming, did you, Frank? Got him. Frank will defend himself when we come back. We will also talk about the Padres starting pitching situation for the playoffs. As mentioned by The Athletic, being the biggest problem facing the team going into the postseason. Final hour, Braden Surprenant Show, Sager's Over Sports Station, 97.3 Fan. Little Cole Wetzel on a Wednesday. Go join the show today, 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. He's Frank Marchese. I'm Braden Surprenant. This is the Braden Surprenant Show. Live and local each every day from 10 to 2. Upset a lot of people today about Robert Suarez. I created a big rift in the chat. There was a lot of people. Half said big Robert Suarez stands. Other half, real Robert Suarez haters. And I'm in the middle going like, I think you should pitch in like the 7th or 8th inning. I don't think he should be your closer. Explosion. We really got people talking today, Frank, on a Wednesday.
Yeah, you got people mad at you, which
I
is nice.
did get a lot of people mad at me. There was a lot of interesting things said.
And
a lot of strays.
And out of it, we gained an aunt, and we found out that I have to drive to Cincy on Friday.
I'm telling you, you can probably get food out of this.
I'm not trying to get anything out of it.
You know what? Let's ask the people of Santee. I'm sure we have a lot of people that are from Santee or live in Santee, with the East County people that venture into Santee. It's a nice area now where people are, younger people that can, there's more houses that younger people can afford there. Young couples are moving to Santee. I'm sure there's probably some good places to eat in Santee. I'm going to ask the question for Frank.
I'm not trying to get free food after.
I'm going to ask. Well, you got to make it worth your while on like the driving thing. For me, it's like that's how you.
Dude,
it's got to. No, I do this all the time. Like, hey, you know what? Do I really want to go down to the Olympian game down in the South Bay? Because, like, honestly, me driving down to Olympian from where I live is like the same of you driving to Santee. I don't live much further from Santee. So when I go like, when I get asked to play like golf at Bonita, I go like, okay, well, I really like Bonita's golf course. It's nice. It's very forgiving. It's easy to get to. It's not a lot of money. What can I go down there and eat or pick up on the way home someplace that I would never go to because I'm never down there? Make it worth your while. So Frank's going to Santee to watch Santana play his Olympian Eagles on Friday night. I think it's a 7:00 kick. I'm not mistaken.
I believe it is as well.
I think only the San Diego City schools kick off at 6:30, and then the North County schools throw some 7:15s. That's wild, by the way. It's a late night anyway. For all the people that go to Santee or go out to East County that have been by Santana, where does Frank eat? Where do you go to eat if you're going to go to Santana game before or after the game? Where are we going? Now, Frank's a little bit of a picky eater, but you know what? I think we could find him something nice. There's a lot of chains over there, too, if you want to go chain restaurants. A lot of people are saying bad hombres. You can get fish tacos in Santee. What do they get out of the lakes?
Great.
TJ Oyster Bar in Bonita. No, we're talking about Santee. There's got, if it was still there.
It's a 7:00 kick.
All right. Well, if you get there early, you can get some food somewhere.
And then
maybe,
the rest
you know what? Maybe Santana's got a good spread at the game. Maybe they got a good snack
6:30.
bar.
Rest of the season 6:30.
That's even better for you. We do have some people calling in, so maybe they're trying to get you some
Possibly.
food recommendations. I like, Catilla's out there in Santee was not bad. My dad used to go there. I think it's off Bonita.
Jocelyn, you eat in San Diego before you arrive in Santee.
No, that defeats the purpose, Jocelyn. We're trying to encourage this man to watch his high school football team play. Santee's got tons of stuff. Like they were like the first to get everything. Didn't they get they got Canes, they got They were the first ones to have Sonic.
You might get me to. I might have to do Canes or Sonic because for some reason, mentally for me, it's more of a pain in the neck for me to drive through Imperial Beach than it is to drive all the way up to Santee.
Okay.
Even though Imperial Beach is a lot closer and really isn't all that bad of a drive.
Gage in Santee says, go Santana. By the way, when you're way over there, you'll probably drive past Owl's Sports Shop, who is the people that made the scratch T-shirts we got.
Nice.
Shout out to them. They've been a staple forever. I'm pretty sure my dad's gotten multiple, like when he was in high school, I had to go there to get stuff when it was because I think they got like every East County school does stuff with Owls. Anyway, so looking for some recommendations. Here we go. Antonelli's Deli and El Cajon on the way before 4 o'clock. I don't know if is that on the way for you, I guess? I guess you could go up the side. Oh, this is what I was going to say. The place that I would have recommended, I would have made you go to it. Do you like steaks?
Yeah, sure.
It's not there anymore. It's such a sad day that it's not there anymore. They still have one in Tucson. And the East County people know what I'm talking about.
I'm not driving to Tucson.
Did I tell you to drive to Tucson?
No, I'm just throwing that out there. I love driving, but
I mean,
East County.
For most people in San Diego, East County is like Tucson anyway.
Tucson.
That's like anybody south of the 8 thinks like Scripps Ranch is Riverside. Happens all the time. It's I know Adam Paul is going to be. It's Pinnacle Peak.
Yep.
Pinnacle Peak was the best. It was the best. It was so awesome. Everything about Pinnacle Peak was so awesome. Did you ever hear about Pinnacle Peak?
I did not know.
Do you even I know they have one in Tucson still, and the one in Tucson
my brother lives near Tucson, so I'm sure he knows of it.
Pinnacle Peak in Tucson is like an old. They have it make it like an old Western town.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't even know. It says it opens at 5. Okay, I was like, I hope it's not gone. But the one in Tucson is it's pretty cool. But they had one in Santee. The one in Tucson's got like old Western shows and stuff too.
That's cool.
But they had it, so it's a cowboy steak place. And what it was is, and this is like they used to have like an open pit, barbecue, like open pit, which you can't have in California anymore. Mm-hmm. I think it burned down one time. So, yeah, you're not allowed to have those anymore. But you used to be able to walk in, you'd see them cook the steaks. And it was picnic tables with like the classic red and white picnic tablecloth.
Mm-hmm.
And your menu was like a brown paper bag that you could like bring the, leftovers from like a doggy bag. But it had you had a cowboy steak or a cowgirl steak, which was like T-bones. You had like a porterhouse. They had like big, and then they had a trail broth, which was like a porterhouse steak.
Mm-hmm.
But it was very simple. It was T-bone steaks. You either get the big cut, which is the cowboy steak, or the small cut, which is the cowgirl steak. Cook it however you cook to order. And then you would get, they'd have white bread. They'd have ranch-style beans, kind of. And they'd have, a small salad. That's what came with every steak. And it was wonderful. And the other thing was with Pinnacle Peak was you were not allowed to dress nice to the steak place. So it was a cowboy steak place. And it was good steak. It was relatively affordable for a steakhouse. So steakhouse level eating, but it was casual. And they had a thing where if you wore a tie, they'd cut it off. So you would go there. And so people would some people would tell their friends to wear a tie and they would get it snipped off and they would be incensed. But most people would wear a tie to Pinnacle Peak as a gimmick. So they would cut the tie off and then they'd hang it on the wall. And so you'd walk in and there'd be ties all over the ceiling and on all the walls. And they had everybody's name on it and everything like that.
I have seen about that. Yeah. Now that you're saying that, I don't know if it's the same place. I don't know if other places do the same gimmick, but I have seen that. Yeah.
It was awesome. It was super cool. I mean, it was fun to go. I mean, I remember going there. We used to go there a decent amount with the Pinnacle Peak Steakhouse. and they still have one in Tucson. The one in Tucson's different because they built it into an old Western town. And so you can go and they'll do like a Western show, and then they have like a little general store like they would do with like Calico Ghost Town, where they have like old school like candy and stuff like that. And they still do the same thing. I just remember like the cowboy, it was a simple menu at the one in Santee originally, and then now they've added a bunch of different stuff to it. And I'm looking at the menu right now in Tucson. It's obviously a little bit more expensive than it used to be, but they had like cool things to do at the Tucson one. But the one in Santee was awesome, so that would be the place I would recommend. I loved going to Pinnacle Peak. So many great memories of going there with the family and everything like that. It was awesome.
Nice.
So it's a shame that it's no longer there. I don't even think the building's there anymore. I think they've built it. I'm sure Adam can tell me what it is, Adam Paul. But that's a great place. And Eastbound, like if you're going to an El Cap game, I'd tell you to go to Eastbound. I like going to Eastbound. Eastbound's cool. Like it's a cool like little divey sports bar. They got good food and stuff like that. I know Junction's out in El Cajon, but in terms of places for Santee, I don't necessarily know where you would go. Somebody did call in. His caller ID says Sean. So we're going to go with Sean in San Diego. We're going to guess Sean. Sean, what's going on, man?
Hey, what's happening, guys? I'm actually driving into Santee right now.
There you go.
Braden, so shout out to you. Thanks for coming out to our tent at OTL.
Oh, yeah.
Coming to the Friendly Sun. Take care of you guys. If you come to Santee, you got to go to Junction 52. Or if you like Thai food, and it's right next to the high school, go to Thai Thai.
Thai Thai.
Right, it's right next to a Domino's. It looks like a hole in the wall place you wouldn't eat. Something with like a B rating. It's actually fantastic.
I don't know if Frank can handle Thai food. Are you a Thai food guy?
No.
All right. So he said Junction 52. I wonder how far that is from the. We're trying to hook up Frank. We're trying to make it worth it, given the whole road trip experience with following the Olympian Eagles.
If anything, I'll go to that nice little family place that he mentioned, Domino's. I think is what he said.
Well, I mean, you could go to Michigan. You can go
nice
to
little family joint.
I'd rather have you go to Nicolosi's then, which is owned by Ron Bernard, who's the head coach at El Cap. At least support some of the high school football coaches in town. Into the whole high school football bit. Matthew in the chat says, guys that own Eastbound coach high school football for granted. Even better. You got options here, Frank.
Juan, don't put that out there, please. Don't start.
No, stop it, Juan.
He did preface just the food, but no, let's not make jokes about that.
Right. Well, I guess they did. So maybe Nicolosi's isn't there anymore, but I think they just opened a pizza place in Alpine. The Burners did. There you go. Go to Eastbound's not too far from Santana. They're not too far from Santana. I think it's a good place. Eastbound. I love it even more that the guy that owns it coaches high school football. That's even better. We played Grant in a couple weeks, so maybe I can run into him pregame.
There you go. See if he'll come on the show.
Well, there might be an El Cap guy there too. I love it. And as I thought, Scott said that in the chat, apartment complex now where Pinnacle Peak used to be. I loved Pinnacle Peak. I thought that place was awesome.
Hey, okay, there
Mr.
it is.
Greedy is good too.
There it is. There's a Round Table Pizza across the street from Santana. We're supporting the station. We're supporting the station sponsors.
Jocelyn's going to make you go to a Sage Creek game.
Okay.
But they don't have football, so it's going to have to be flag football. Then she could show you about the food.
Gotcha.
Jocelyn said earlier, like, do you want to do a food question so I can call in to try to win the prize? It's not bad.
And by the way, Jocelyn, yes, that was who you thought it was on the Midday Sports Standoff.
Andrea says the Eastbound's only 10 minutes from Santana. I think you should go to Eastbound.
Okay.
I vote Eastbound for Frank. All in favor?
See, I'm gonna pull out a Jeremy Clarkson Top Gear line right now. I appreciate the input. It doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to listen to it, but I do appreciate it.
So.
No, I don't, as we've very much so found out today.
I have been to Fat Ivers, though, in Valley Center. I have been there. When I did a game at Valley Center, I was told by all the Valley Center people to go to Fat Ivers. I have been there.
Is it Ivor? Is it Ivers or Ivors?
I don't remember. I've been there, though. I have been there.
Is this a Frankenstein situation we got?
I don't think so. I don't want to dig that far into it.
Jeff Hamby just texted us. The answer is Raising Cane's.
True. Could do the Canes thing. I'm just saying, like, you could get Canes in rows. They only have Eastbound and Lakeside.
I honestly, I don't know. I can't eat nearly as much as I used to.
You don't have to eat a bunch. Just go have the
but I'm just saying,
vibes,
like, if I just
vibes.
No, I know, but I'm saying, like, if I go sit down, I don't want to. That's why I don't go to sit down restaurants anymore. Is because I don't want to just sit down, order a $15, $20 burger, only to have like 3 bites of it.
Then you can bring it home.
I don't do that.
Give it to some. No, never. Don't do that. Don't do that.
I don't do that though.
I mean, come on. You could totally go to Eastbound and have a great time. They'll have the games on. I'm sure you could probably watch the Mets before and then go watch high school football. It's great.
That's what I have. That's what I have a phone for.
Back to that again.
In Cuyamaca. Yeah, I'm gonna drive all the way up to Lake Cuyamaca on the way to
it's on Cuyamaca, like the road.
I thought
they got hot dogs at
I thought you meant all the way up.
They got hot dogs at Eastbound. They got tacos and burritos. They got pizza. I mean, you could get a lot of different stuff. You know what? Get the kids' dog. Just order off the kids' menu. Get the kids' burger. It's like $7, and then
I'll say this for how much I can eat. For the first time ever,
they got sliders.
Again, I don't go out, so yell at me all you want for this. When I went to the San Diego State game, I had Crack Shack for the first time.
Oh yeah, you told me about it. Carnitas Crack. What is it called? It's Crack Shack. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
I ordered the chicken and fries. Forget about the fact that I waited there for 20 minutes when they said it would be 5 because I'm watching them bring orders out and they're just people who ordered 10 minutes after me are getting their food first. Meanwhile, I've been standing there the whole time yelling at them. I got through half of the fries and 1.5 of the strips before I was done. And I didn't eat anything all day before that. So I was starving and had next to nothing. I was excited for that. And I didn't need any of it.
Foul and Jocelyn. I'll tell you what the foul is when we come back.
Hi, my name is
All right, I think you got enough recommendations. No excuse now. I need to see this all documented on the Braden Surprenant Show Twitter page. I'll be flying to Nashville at that time. So I need to document what Nashville's like. Braden Surprenant Show on the road. It'll be after the show on Friday. If Tennessee beats Georgia and I'm not there to see it, I'm going to be upset. If Tennessee beats Georgia, I'm definitely wearing Tennessee stuff on Monday to work. Do you think Adam will let me on the air if I show up in Tennessee orange on Monday?
I mean, I was allowed on air.
That's true.
So,
and yours is a little bit different.
I don't even think it's necessarily that day. I just think that I was allowed on air. Period. So I think you'll be all right.
That's true. It should be a fun weekend of college football. Georgia, Tennessee. Oregon's at Northwestern playing at that stadium on the water. I already saw a Photoshop of like that giant inflatable Oregon Duck that they had at Big Ten Media Days rolling in on, what's that lake called? Lake Michigan.
It's Lake that one.
Lake Michigan. Rolling in Lake Michigan. And better watch out, Northwestern. Clemson's at Georgia Tech. Oklahoma. How about Oklahoma playing at Temple? Who scheduled that game? Who at Oklahoma was like, you know what? I really want to play at Lincoln Financial Field, but we can't play the Eagles, so we might as well play the Owls of Temple. Who scheduled that game? That game doesn't make any sense. Travis Gundy's Wisconsin Badgers go down to Alabama to take on Skylar's Crimson Tide. Should we make Skylar pick that game tomorrow?
No.
Making Skylar pick Alabama games while I refuse to have TCU games is kind of a foul. It's kind of a foul. Central Michigan's at Michigan. South Alabama at Auburn. How about the Battle of Pennsylvania? Villanova at Penn State.
Let's go.
Wow. Oregon State, who looks awful, is playing Texas Tech, who looks amazing. Iowa State. Who scheduled this game? Iowa State at Arkansas State. Why is Iowa State going down to Jonesboro, Arkansas? Who scheduled that?
First of all, it's pronounced Arkansas. If you're gonna
Arkansas, okay.
If you're gonna give them a shout out, do it properly.
Who at Iowa State thought it was a good idea to go down to Jonesboro, Arkansas. Come on.
Some extended family?
Ragin' Cajuns are taking on Mizzou. UTEP at Texas. They should make Texas go out and play in the Sun Bowl. You guys go to El Paso.
Go over well.
The CW Network's got South Florida and Miami. That's a great matchup now because South Florida's 2-0 after beating up on Florida. That game's in Miami, in Miami Gardens at Hard Rock Stadium. I heard, I don't know if this is true or not, it might be a rumor, that College Game Day wanted to go to Miami Gardens, Florida.
I have heard that as well.
And the stadium's like, no.
Yep.
Something to do with the lease agreement with the university. Said no game day here. That sucks. Ohio at Ohio State. Wow, what a great game that is. Arkansas against Ole Miss. Sorry, Arkansas against Ole Miss. Florida starts their gauntlet against LSU. Easy part of their schedule's done. They're 1-1. Now they got to go play the gauntlet of the SEC. A&M against Notre Dame's good at 4:30 on Saturday. That's in South Bend. Vanderbilt at South Carolina. Utah takes on Wyoming. Those are all your ranked matchups this weekend. All right. We talked about the food thing already. Talked about Canes. Jocelyn gets a foul because she was talking about how overrated Canes was.
He draws the foul.
And then said that that's where you should end up going. I had that conversation with the kids I coach about the Canes situation. It was like, I don't know. I don't get it, guys. I don't get the chicken finger deal. I'm not waiting in line for chicken fingers. But if I do wait in line, I do know that I'm exchanging the coleslaw for an extra piece of Texas toast. That's a given. All right. Let's talk about the Padres situation with every playoff team's biggest issue. We got to get back on track here. We talked about everybody else and their biggest issues, right? Mets sorting out their pitching staff. Cubs, can the offense get back on track? Oh, by the way, their bullpen's not very good. Dodgers, which offense will show up? Also, another big concern could be their bullpen. Phillies, who starts game 2? Wow, another pitching problem for the Padres. For the teams that are competing for the playoffs. Every team in the National League has a pitching problem. We also think that every team in the National League is better than the American League. I think the National League wins the World Series this year. I think the competition in the National League is way better than the American League. Everybody's talking about pitching. We didn't even dive into the American League. You ready for this, Frank? As he works on things, you can pretend that you're listening to me, even though you never do.
Nope.
American League. Blue Jays, biggest problem. Bullpen. Wow. Tigers, biggest problem. They got the best pitcher in baseball. Tarek Skubal. Tigers' biggest problem. The pitching, ... after Tarek Skubal. Astros, what's their biggest problem? Take a guess.
Pitching.
Bullpen depth. New York Yankees, what's their biggest problem?
The fact that they're the Yankees.
Well,
Anthony Volpe is their biggest problem.
That's also, Anthony Volpe is not Derek Jeter. I don't know what moron decided to announce that when he first came up, but he's not Derek Jeter. Which bullpen shows up? Red Sox, what's their problem?
Bullpen.
Rotation and bullpen, question marks. One team left.
It's almost
team left.
It's almost as if they could have just saved so much time in this article by saying who is going to have enough pitching, we don't know.
Last team on the list. Yeah, we're on a roll right now. I mean, it's just coming up red. Keep it going. Keep the roulette reel going. We're on the pass. No power. Frank is just rolling the dice on craps. We're just making some money. Last team on the list, the Seattle Mariners. What is their biggest problem?
Pitching.
Starting pitching, especially on the road. Round of applause.
Let's go.
Everybody in baseball's got a pitching problem. Everybody in baseball has a pitching problem. This is why I brought this up, because weren't we talking about this last week?
Might have done.
What did everybody say last week when the Padres were failing to win games? And I know they lost last night. And I'm sure there's a lot of people listening now going, I thought you were saying Robert Suarez couldn't close the games. Weren't you saying pitching was the problem? I mean, kind of. The offense right now has been a little bit more of a problem. But I said last week, did we not say that? We had the whole thing with Alden Gonzalez. He put it in a thread on Twitter about I had to talk everybody off the ledge. when it comes to the Padres. Don't jump off the bandwagon yet, because what was the narrative the last 2 weeks? The Padres pitching they don't have enough to win in the postseason. This is not good enough to win a World Series. We do not have the pitching. They got to get Michael King back. He came back. Okay, who's going to pitch game 3? I'm telling you, start watching these other teams that you're competing with for a World Series. Start watching them. We got the Brewers and Rangers on right now. It's 5-3 Rangers in the top of the 6th inning. Brewers are threatening, but it's 5-3 Rangers. We went through every single team on this article by The Athletic where they asked everybody's beat writer for The Athletic what is the biggest problem for their team. They all mentioned pitching, with the exception of one team, and that is the Milwaukee Brewers. They try to get creative, like the Dodgers, which offense will show up. The Dodgers bullpen is a concern. The Dodgers bullpen's 20th in Major League Baseball with a 4.21 ERA. Phillies, even though we thought their pitching staff was great, who starts game 2? They have no idea. We're trying to figure out who's starting game 3. Phillies don't even know who's starting game 2 yet. Padres, which starting pitchers can they trust? As much as the Cubs' offense hasn't been very good, that's only a problem because that has been their entire team this year, and they haven't been able to overcome losing Justin Steele at the beginning of the season. They haven't been able to they didn't add enough pitching at the deadline. Their pitching has been so bad that the fact that the offense isn't playing well has now turned into their biggest problem. It is all about the pitching. So as much as we view everything in a vacuum here in San Diego, the pitching staff for the Padres, you start looking around Major League Baseball, the fact that the Padres, even though they gave it up last night, and I will say, I'm not a huge believer in Robert Suarez. I do not think Robert Suarez can be trusted in a playoff game. I have said that. That being said, he is still part of what I think is the best bullpen in Major League Baseball. They still have the best bullpen. Everybody else that you're competing with for a playoff spot, for a trip to the National League Championship Series, for an opportunity to represent the National League in the World Series, and for that trophy that you have never won for the championship San Diego has never had. Every team that you are competing with to win that, to get that parade, to live out Peter's vision, every team that is in your way to accomplishing all those goals all have the same problem that you do, and it is pitching. And you know what? The Padres situation is better than everybody else's because they have an elite bullpen, even without Jason Adam, Mason Miller, Jeremiah Estrada, Adrian Morejon, Robert Suarez. Wandy Peralta's looked good this year. David Morgan. The Padres bullpen is better than everybody else's bullpen, even without Jason Adam. Even with the concerns I have about Robert Suarez, it's still better than everybody else. And everybody else has the same pitching problem that the Padres do. Who's starting game 2 for the Phillies? Can the Dodgers bullpen not blow big leads? Cubs don't even have any pitching. Mets sorting out their pitching staff. The only team that has that doesn't have a pitching problem is Milwaukee. And they have a power problem. Every team is beatable this year in the National League playoffs. Every team is beatable, definitely, in the American League playoffs. Everybody's dealing with the same problems that the Padres are dealing with. So despite everything that's happened in the season, the Padres are going to make the playoffs. And the Padres have a team to make a run in said playoffs. There's a couple little things that they might have to tweak and take care of. Who's batting where in the lineup? Who's coming in what inning? Be a little bit of managing in play. But overall, roster construction-wise, despite some injuries, the Padres are still in a really good spot to win in the postseason. Again, with more pressure, everything added, makes things a lot different. Everybody's dealing with pitching problems, not just the Padres. 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. When we come back, this sounds like a must-win game tonight for the Padres. Why? Sam Levitt tweeted it out. We'll talk about it when we come back to finish up the show on Braden Surprenant Show, Standings #1 Sports Station 97 through the Fan. Final segment of the Braden Surprenant Show, live and local each every day from 10 to 2. He's Frank Marchese. I'm Braden Surprenant. Talk a lot of sports today, a lot of Padres stuff. I talked about the, pitching staff of the Padres, and it's everybody's dealing with the same problems with that. Like, it's everybody's dealing with the same problems. So at the same time, like, there's a lot that, they have to, the teams they're dealing with, right? And pitching, that's why everybody says, like, you can never have enough pitching. Can never have enough pitching. Can never have enough pitching. And everybody still doesn't think they have enough pitching. 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. We're going to talk a little bit about tonight's game for the San Diego Padres. I mean, it's a very important game for them, again, trying to stay in the race. And when looking at what Sam Levitt put out earlier today, aside from the fact they did a typo, we already gave him a foul for it. It's okay. But did he fix it? No. Come on. He's verified. He should be able to go in and fix it. Doesn't he have the ability to edit those things?
He should. Another person who doesn't listen to our show, including one of the two people sitting in the room.
He goes, today feels like a big game for the Padres. With a win versus the Reds, the Padres guarantee being at least 2 games behind the Dodgers for first place. After today, here are the upcoming schedules. Did they play I just deleted or closed it out. Do the Dodgers play 4 against the Giants this weekend, or is it?
No, it's their last homestand of the series. It's their last home series of the season is 4 games against San Francisco.
Okay, so they got 4 games against the Rockies. The Padres do. They got 3 against the Metropolitans, and they got 3 games against the White Sox, which is also at the White Sox. Sam? What do we? Another typo. Come on, man. He's got the home and away. I mean, you know what? I don't even know if I can go off this tweet anymore. It's just so wrong on so many different ways.
I have the schedule on our rundown.
I know. I should probably just go off the schedule instead of Sam's tweets. Come on, buddy. 4 games against the Rockies, 3 at the Mets, 3 at the White Sox. For the Dodgers, 3 games at Giants, 3 games versus the Phillies, 4 games against the Giants. Goes on to say there would seem to potentially be a big chance to gain ground considering how well the Giants and Phillies are playing. A loss of the Padres today and a Dodgers win versus the Rockies, the task becomes tougher at 3 games back without the tiebreaker at the end of the day. I kind of agree with that. Now, this is an important game not to make the postseason. This is an important game to win the division if you really want to win the division. Do we still really want to win the division, Frank? I don't know.
I mean,
I almost feel like it's better to not win the division and get the 4 seed, which to me seems more important.
I mean, of course you want to win the division. You want that feather in your cap. However, if you're looking at the overall goal is the World Series. So you want the easiest path possible, which in this case would mean not winning the division. Not throwing the division, but not winning the division.
Yeah, right. I mean, I think you're in a spot where you could be kind of focused then, if that's the case. Focused on just getting yourself ready for the postseason more than anything else. Diamondbacks up 4-0 on the Giants. That's good news. It's good news more for Frank than anything else.
But here's your problem, though. And this is where, if everything stays the way it is, you want to pass and catch the Cubs. You want to catch and pass the Cubs, right, for the wild card to get that home field advantage. The Cubs are a game better than the Dodgers. So by catching and passing the Cubs to get the 4 seed, you end up winning the division.
Well, yes and no. Like, the Dodgers are playing an easier schedule than the Cubs. Like,
again, that's assuming they stay the way they are now. That's assuming the way they are now. That's what you'd be doing. The Cubs are 82-63 right now. The Dodgers are 81-64.
Yeah. The thing with the Dodgers, I understand what you're saying, but at the same time, it's dependent on like other teams. It's not a guarantee that you would pass the Dodgers if you end up passing the Cubs. But I do understand what you're Is it more likely for the Cubs to drop, you're 3 games back?
Let's see who the Cubs
Is
have
it
the rest of
easier
the
for
way.
the Cubs to drop 3 series than it is for the Dodgers to drop 2 series and assume that you are winning your series, right? Because that's what we talked about 2 days ago.
Mhm.
Was
the Cubs have,
and we even went to the schedule, and I totally forgot. They got the Rays next.
Yeah,
they
the
got
Cubs
Atlanta tonight.
are finishing their series. If they win tonight, they win the series against Atlanta. Day off tomorrow. 3 versus Tampa. 3 at Pittsburgh. 4 at Cincinnati. Day off, and then they're at home against the Mets for 3, and then they close out against the Cardinals.
Well, so far you're on pace, right? So we said, you have to win every one of your series. That's what the Padres have to do, which they are off to doing, even though they've split with Cincinnati so far. If they win tonight, they would have won their series. Chicago, as we mentioned before, has to lose 3 of their next 6 series. They can do that tonight, then it would only be 2. Then you'd be 2 games back. If they don't, they have to win 3 of their next 5 series. So if the Padres and the Cubs both win tonight, you need Chicago to lose 3 series in their next 5. They play Tampa, Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, the Mets, and the Cardinals. Who are the 3 series that you would feel like you could put money on that the Cubs are going to lose? I would say Tampa's probably your best bet out of this group.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say the Mets are one of your best bets.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say maybe the Reds.
The Cardinals are never going to. It doesn't matter whether the Cardinals are in it, out of it. It doesn't matter that the Cardinals will never roll over for the Cubs. So they are going to fight tooth and nail.
So you think the Cardinals have a better chance of beating the Cubs than the Reds do?
Yes.
All right. Fair enough. I mean, the Pirates could be giving them a run.
There's a very good chance the Reds are going to be out of it by that time, or on the brink of being out of it. With the Cub-Cardinal rivalry, it doesn't matter where the Cubs or Cardinals are, they will never roll over for each other. So the Cardinals are going to fight tooth and nail in that final series.
Yeah. So now, for the argument here, again, about the whole Dodgers-Cubs thing, let's look at the Dodgers schedule. Again, this is assuming that you can win tonight. This is why this game tonight's important. So you look at the Dodgers schedule. Now, we talked about, Sam laid it out. I mean, their next 3 series are tough. But what puts you behind the 8 ball is the Dodgers winning tonight against Colorado. Now, if the Padres do win and they took 2 out of 3 and the Dodgers end up sweeping Colorado, okay, you lose a game. So now you're 2 games back with 5 series to play, which means the Dodgers would have to lose 3 of their 5 series for you to pass them. They would have to lose. They play the Giants, the Phillies, the Giants, the Diamondbacks, and the Mariners. I can see them losing. There's 4 series that stick out to me that I think they could lose. Honestly, they could lose all of those series. With the way they're playing and the opponents they have, and the fact that like Arizona to me is the easiest game on their schedule. Their easiest series on the Dodgers schedule from here on out is the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Yeah.
Do you agree or disagree with that?
I would say it's also a trap series because you can think that you'll be clinched for a playoff spot by that time. Depends on how much you feel like fighting for the division.
Right. So that Arizona one is still scary. Despite that being the easiest one, it's still scary. They don't have a white. Well, I know now for Padres fans, I think they think that playing the White Sox is going to be terrifying. But it's not like they have anybody like the White Sox on their schedule. Arizona's going to give them a fight, who are still technically part of this race, I guess, with 4 games out. I mean, they're not in it, but they're in it. They're 4.5 games out. I mean, I'm sure their fans could they're diehard fans. They're young. They're 10-year-old Braden Surprenant fans are probably holding out hope. Plus, the Diamondbacks always give the Dodgers a run, especially in Arizona. But I think it's realistic that you say, I think the Dodgers win 1 series against San Francisco. I think they lose a series against San Francisco. I think they lose the series against the Phillies at home, which gives you one more series that they have to lose if you win all the series from here on out. And they could honestly go up to Seattle and lose. Seattle's good. Seattle's battling for a playoff spot. They only lead the Rangers by a game and a half. And that might just be a game if the Rangers can hang on against the Brewers right now. So the path to the playoffs is getting more and more important, obviously, with 17 games to go. Padres' magic number for the wild card is 12. Tonight is a very important. This is why tonight is a very important game for San Diego with Nick Pivetta on the hill against Andrew Abbott of the Cincinnati Reds. So when you look at Sam Levitt's tweet about how important this game is, you start breaking it down series by series and looking at what is at stake moving forward. I would consider this a must-win game for the Padres, Frank.
Yeah, absolutely.
And again, this is assuming there's no sweeps, as Charles Booth points out.
Yeah, it's getting to the point where it's getting down to the end of it. It's every game now is becoming a must-win game. And it's especially with the way the Dodgers keep slipping, it's must-win for the division. The way that San Francisco and Cincinnati continue to put pressure on the Mets and in turn the Padres for the back end of the wild card. Yeah, every game is becoming a must-win game. This is not May anymore, where you're calling a must-win game after a 7-game losing streak trying to stop a skid. These genuinely are must-win games now. You need to clinch yourself into the playoffs, which you still have not done. You can do over the next couple of weeks. And then you're trying to solidify your seeding, whether or not you are going for the wild card or whether or not you are going to try to win this division. There's still a lot to play for, and you have to take advantage when your opponents, whether you're playing them or not, are giving you an advantage. You have to seize on them because that's what the best teams do.
Brewers have a chance to clinch today again, but they have to win. They're currently down 5-3. Brewers have to beat the Rangers. Reds lose to the Padres. Dodgers lose to the Rockies, and Giants lose to the Diamondbacks. Right now, Giants are losing to the Diamondbacks. Reds and Padres will be on later. Dodgers and Rockies will be on later. Brewers and Rangers right now going on. Rangers have a lead over the Milwaukee Brewers. So, important game tonight, as we mentioned before, Pivetta versus Abbott. And that is our show. We are done now. Quinn and Chris are coming up next. They will have more coverage on the San Diego Padres. I don't know if they're going to talk about the closing situation as much as we did. A lot of people weigh in on that today. But tomorrow, we will have the roundtable. Skyler will join us. We will have Eddie Brown. We'll have a little bit more football tomorrow. We'll recap the game against Cincinnati and get you ready for the dreaded Colorado Rockies for 4 games. For Frank Marchese, I'm Braden Surprenant. It's been the Braden Surprenant Show. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow. San Diego Someone Sports Station, 97.3 The Fan.